Are you good to go?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you want to go come on with me live right now?
Yeah, whenever
Okay.
you want me, I'm good
Uh,
to go.
okay. Yeah, I can hear your audio good. I got my audio good, so I'm just waiting on the chat to show up. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Perfect.
You got the movie, right?
I've seen it twice.
Twice, really? You went when? Yesterday, today?
Something like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
Are
Yeah,
we live?
Tony's putting. Yeah, we are live right now. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yes.
hello, everyone.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I see J Beebs, Big B, Derek A. Good evening, Jeff W, Mitch. Evening, evening, evening. That's weird. We just went from 43 to 38. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably my doing.
No, it's I probably have another live open somewhere. That's probably what it is. You know me. I got a live open somewhere else. Guys, good evening. Um, you've seen it twice already. Interesting. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we can.
tried to pull a double feature yesterday, but I couldn't. The timing was off. I tried. I couldn't do it.
If you want
Tried
to
it.
go deep tonight, we can go deep on this one.
Yeah, let's talk about what's coming up. I mean, let's get into the Secret Wars and whatever road you're gonna go. You're the lore expert, so I'll wait for you. We'll talk about that. I know Tony wants to talk about earnings a little bit. I do too. I actually want to talk about Q2 numbers too, but yeah, definitely want to get into Strange because I'm still confused. I've heard there's two endings. I've heard a bunch of stuff. So have you heard there's two different endings?
No, no. From
No.
my knowledge, there's just the one ending.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
There's two. There's a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. There's two of those, but just one ending to the movie.
There's a second post-credit scene.
Yeah, there's a mid-credit scene and then a post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene's important for future movies. The end credit scene is just fun.
Interesting. Okay. Guys, good evening. Good evening. Trying to say hey to everybody. I think Tony might be getting his cowboy hat. I see Jeff in the chat. Good evening, Jeff. Doc Zeno, good evening. Food Dog Biohemp, good evening. Michael, good evening. There's some new people I've never seen before. Rhode Island in the house. Good evening. So why don't we start while wait for Tony? Why don't we talk a little bit about the movie? What was your first impression walking out of the theater? What's the first thing what's the first word came to your mind?
The first thing I thought of was that Elizabeth Olsen just did the best acting performance of her entire career. She absolutely killed that movie. She was fantastic.
Yeah, she was really good. Yeah, she was really good. I thought the little chick did pretty well too. Actually, I actually enjoyed the little chick. Surprisingly, I didn't know much about her character, but
Yeah,
I thought
all
she was
the
likable.
right the writing was good, all of the acting was good, but for me, Elizabeth Olsen, I think it was the best acting performance she's ever done, and I just thought she was simply amazing. She had a lot of depth to what she had to do, and
Yeah.
I thought she nailed it. Yeah.
Just so you guys know, we're talking about Doctor Strange a little bit. I'm gonna pull the chat up. Shoot, I don't know why I can't see the chat up on the screen anymore. Remember how I used to be able to see the chat up on the screen? It's not coming up on the screen right now. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, I think if I just hit the chat button, oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Much better. Okay, now I can see when the comments when you're in Restream, do you see now I can see them big. Are they now up on the screen on the on the feed, do you know?
Yeah, so what
Pantheon?
I'm seeing right now is your face, my face, and then the comments
Okay.
beside them. But I usually don't see that. There's another stream of comments beside that that I see in the live
Oh, okay.
stream. Yeah, so I'm seeing it twice now, which is interesting.
Yeah, okay, that's what I have too. Gracias. All right, here we go. Nice. What time is earnings tomorrow? I believe right as the bell closes, correct?
Yep, right after regular trading hours, we're going to
Yeah,
hit
4:30.
the earnings. Yes, sir.
Mike, good evening. Droobs White, good evening. So yeah, just so you guys know, we're talking a little Doctor Strange. We're waiting for Tony, and we are talking spoilers. Yeah, obviously, yeah. So if you don't want to know spoilers about Doctor Strange, give us like 10 minutes, right? I don't want to spoil it for anyone that still hasn't seen it and wants to. People are saying Lizzie killed. Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen did good, right? She did. Definitely did. Definitely did.
Yeah, if you want to do this without spoilers, I can discuss it without spoilers or with spoilers. It depends on. I don't want you to lose.
I'll blow it. I'll blow
I,
it. There's no way. I'll blow it. I'll blurt something out and be like, "Oh, but what about you know me? I have no ADD. It will happen." I'm trying to think. Well, how about this? Let me ask you this. Did you think she was gonna wipe out the Illuminati?
yes,
Oh, you did? Okay.
yes,
Oh, you knew that was coming?
yes.
Okay. Okay, I didn't. I was very shocked at that. I
So
said,
so
"Oh,
so we are giving spoilers.
yes. Oh, wait, shit. Sergeant B said no spoilers, please. Shoot, shoot. Oh, someone said, oh, Chad says, hold on. Let me say Chad's daughter's happy birthday or something. Hi. Chloe, good evening. How are you tonight? I thought it said birthday, Chloe, but we'll say hi to you. I hope you're having a good time with dads, with Chad. And Chad, good evening. Shoot. Yeah, so guys, we're doing spoilers. Too late now. Sorry, bro. Damn. Man, I should have waited. Okay. Well, it's too late now. Go ahead. Go on. Sorry.
But the Illuminati part,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
didn't see that
So
coming.
just for those who don't know, in and by the way, my brother wrote online for DC and Marvel Comics. So my history growing up, he had every single comic that you can imagine growing up. So I've read them all. He's explained them all to me, and he actually does this, as a job. So that's how I've gotten so deep into what's in the comics and what these stories are and what they base them off of into the movies. Just so people are like, how does he know about this? That's how I know about it. Um, so the Illuminati is a group in the Marvel cinematic, well, not in the Marvel comic universe and now the cinematic universe, where the top people from each group of good guys basically got together and decided if we share information, we will be in a position to stop the biggest threats before they come. So if just the X-Men know about a big threat, then the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and everybody else doesn't know about it, right? So the
Okay.
Illuminati is a group of the leaders of all the big superhero groups who secretly get together and share information so that they can all be on the same page without anybody else knowing they're doing this. So that's who the Illuminati is. They're the good guys, but they make some bad decisions. All right. So that
And
just explains.
tell me this. What did you
Yes, sir.
think about that Illuminati lineup that was in this particular movie? I know it
I,
was different than some other variations, right?
yes, it was a little bit different. The members that were in it are members that have been in it in the comics, but the lineup kind of changes a little bit. And I think the purpose of this Illuminati group was to establish that in a version of the multiverse, which was Earth 838, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is in Earth 616. There's billions of multiverses out there, right? Or universes within the multiverse. And basically, this version of the Illuminati was shown in this movie to show how somebody else is a force to be reckoned with, right? And there are
Okay.
other versions of the Illuminati that we will see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to come, most likely
Okay.
in the 616 universe.
Got it. Okay. And is that where the movie left us? It left us in that universe, correct?
Yeah.
When we left the movie? Okay. Got it.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, well, depends if you're talking the end of the movie or the post credit or the mid credit scene.
Okay, so the mid-credit scene is when they're going into that interspace when Charlize Theron comes out.
Yes.
Clea?
Which
Okay.
takes them back to the dark dimension, which is the guy he fought in the first movie, which was Dormammu.
Dormammu. Right.
That's
Okay.
Dormammu's universe because
Right.
Clea is the niece of Dormammu. Her
Got
mother
it.
is Dormammu's sister.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I've been kind of getting filled in the last 24 hours so I could come to the table with a little bit of knowledge. I wouldn't look like a complete fool tonight. So, Javi, good evening. Diaz, good evening. Go ahead. Continue on. I'm sorry.
Well, A-Bomb's asking, what did I just walk into? We're talking movies because it's a movie theater company. I think that's fair.
Yeah, yeah, and I wanna see the numbers. I mean, I have a bunch of numbers here that I just, took down today from just doing some comparisons and bringing in inflation into it, doing that calculation out. There's a lot of stuff I wanna get into later on, but yeah, we're talking about the movies, guys. We're talking about Doctor Strange. It opened, I believe, at 90 million on Friday, and we're close to just under 200, for the weekend international. Did you know that, Pantheon?
Yeah, what I saw was 185 domestic with
Yep.
90 million alone from Friday. 265 international for a total of 450 million globally. I think that was maybe 8 hours ago.
Yep, that's what I got. Yeah, that was like 1 o'clock. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yep, that's what I got.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, 450 million. Yeah, an opening weekend. Yes, for not not that Strange is as not as a main character because he is right, but after Endgame, I think those main characters they're not around anymore, right? There's only a couple people who are supposed to be alive in this timeline still, correct? Strange is one of them, right?
The only person they've lost is Black Widow and Tony Stark.
At this point,
Yep.
right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Captain
Okay.
America is still alive. He's just really old, right?
Okay. Oh,
He
that's
went
right.
back in
That's right.
time and then lived his life with Carter.
Carter, Peggy Carter,
Yeah,
right.
Agent
Okay.
Carter.
And that's who was Captain America in this Illuminati, correct?
We're
Or was
gonna
that some no.
you want to spoil the Illuminati members?
No, forget it. No, no, no. Let's not go that deep. Let's not go that deep.
We can do
Let's bring it
this.
back.
We can do
Go
this.
ahead.
We can just run through the lineup of characters, but not talk about who portrayed them. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. That sounds good. Yeah.
So this version of the Illuminati in the movie contained Charles Xavier from the X-Men, Baron Mordo, which was the guy who was working with Doctor Strange in the first Doctor Strange movie, right?
Yep, yep.
A Captain America version, a Black Bolt version, a Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four version, a Captain Marvel version, and an Ultron version from
Okay.
another multiverse.
Got it.
We shouldn't go any deeper in that
Okay.
because if you talk about who
That's
the
good.
actors are, that'll spoil a nice surprise for some people who haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Let's not go that deep. Okay, let's not go that deep. Some James Beatty is asking, what do you think the reason AMC pushed up the meeting? Is it what was the original date for it? Do you remember?
The only date that I've seen officially released is Monday at
Yeah,
after hours. That's it.
that's all I've seen too.
The,
For at
the,
least a
the
while.
same the same thing happened the last earnings call. I remember Tony talking about this. There was some websites that put out an idea of a guest date, and then when the official date came out, people
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying that they moved the date, but they didn't move the date. The official release has only come once from AMC, which is tomorrow after hours, unless that has been changed.
Yeah, I don't believe so. Not the last time I checked. No. It did not. Okay, so yeah, that's and guys, don't take tomorrow's numbers to heart too much. I don't think any I think it was made pretty abundantly clear that the first quarter of this year was going to be a little rough. And here's a couple things you got to think about. Think about we're still in the throes of the pandemic per se. And it's the middle of winter, right? So in the Northeast, or at least the northern part, and up in Canada, it's still cold and it's flu season. There's a lot of things that we gotta think about for this year, and the comparison to Q2, how much Q2 should be better coming further out of the pandemic, nice warm weather, people getting outside, and three really big movies coming out this quarter, all that should do $1 billion. So I'm not too concerned about Q1 if our numbers come back. As long as we hit the targets and expectations, I'm fine with that. I don't know about you, Pantheon. What's your take on earnings?
Yeah, I'm not concerned with the numbers they put out. The Tony did a really good video earlier today that I watched about his expectations for earnings
Mhm.
and the large swing of what people are expecting from the people that cover AMC, and it's a big swing from one
It
side to
is.
the other. To be honest, like most movie distributions or cinema groups, they don't put their best movies out in the spring or in Q1, right? They
Mhm.
save them for the summer. So we've got some good movies that are out. Batman did well. Doctor Strange is doing very well. You know, we're gonna be just fine. The summer's gonna smash it, man. Top
Yeah,
Gun
the
is
next
gonna
2
smash
quarters
it.
should be off the Richter. The next 2
Oh
quarters
yeah.
should be. Yeah. As far as numbers go, I mean, wait till you see these numbers with inflation on what expectations should be for Q2. It's crazy. Cinemark reported on Friday. Did you know that? They had their quarterly 460 million compared to 114 in 2021. So they came in, did 4 times their numbers on Cinemark. Good for them. I hope
That
AMC
makes
is the
sense.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Q1 2021 was a tough quarter, right?
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping if I'm trying to think. Well, I don't remember what Q1 was. I think I think I did hear what the number was. I think we did, I wanna say 1.3 billion estimates for this quarter at 1.3 billion total earnings. Is that correct? Do you know?
I don't remember what the estimates are for Q1 2022, but I remember that Kong versus Godzilla didn't count for Q1 last year, so that skewed things a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That opened, like, the last weekend in March, I believe,
Yeah.
right before, and they didn't include that for whatever reason in Q1 earnings, correct?
Yep,
They
because I
wait
think
till
they
Q2.
they they knew Q1 was gonna be a write-off, basically, I think, and not that that's when the studio decided to release it, but I think that was well timed for AMC. You rolled that into Q2 earnings because everyone thought Q1 was gonna be pretty rotten. Can I give a quick shout out here?
Sure, of course.
Tendy Time. He's saying, "Once again, sorry on behalf of my 9-year-old
I
son."
saw
So Tendy Time did a live stream earlier today, and I was in the comments saying hi, and, his son is one of his mods, and his son put me on timeout, which was pretty funny,
his
and then he
nine-year-old put you in timeout?
yeah, he did,
It's
and then
awesome.
he also, I think, hid somebody else from view that was putting a lot of comments in, so all their messages got retracted,
Oh,
and,
wow.
poor Tendy. I mean, it's totally cool. Tendy's awesome, and,
He
his son, I put a comment on the video afterwards saying, "Don't worry about it. It's all funny."
he
It's
had
about
him on
time somebody
lockdown,
put
huh?
me in timeout, right?
Man, jeez. 10 anytime sun's going on putting him on lockdown. Man, is the mod of the year. Can I get him on my mod? I need mods. I'm always looking for mods. Tenny says it was crazy. Rob says, "I don't care about the company, just being honest. If anybody here says they care, they're lying. We're here for the squeeze." Rob, I don't know why you would think that we wouldn't care about the fundamentals of the company a little bit, right? If we have a long position on AMC, we need the fundamentals to make sense in order for us not to look stupid. So we want to have good numbers. I don't know. What do you Pantheon? I don't know if you've ever spoken. I'm sure you have addressed the fundamentals before. I mean, do you still agree that there is a place for fundamentals in the squeeze play?
I've always stipulated that fundamentals matter. While I get barrage of people telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, the fundamentals do, quite frankly, matter. And I got to say, while most people I think are here for the squeeze, I think this whole movement started by people caring about GameStop and caring about AMC from their childhoods, right? People
Yeah.
didn't want to see these good companies get destroyed, and that's
Hmm.
where I believe it started. And then more people piled on once they saw what was really there and joined for the squeeze. There are people here for the squeeze. There are people here for helping the company. There's here people for both, right? I think that's fair to say. The fundamentals do matter because nobody can tell you with a specific date when this thing is going to squeeze. And so until it does, improving fundamentals of the company only put us in a better position to destroy the entire short thesis, why shorts would be here in the first place. When the company's getting debt paid off and the company is actually making big profits and everything's the ship's been righted, the popcorn's making money, potential NFTs, I don't want to talk too long, but when these things are all rolling correctly, and that's what the board is working on, then there's no reason for the shorts to have any thesis to be here whatsoever. And that improving while we wait only makes us worth more. I believe Tony's video talked about fair price of the current on Morningstar or something about the stock, and it was in the 30s. Like, I mean, that should reassure you that this company's worth. If you bought stock right now, the company is worth more right now than the share price shows
Yes,
without the squeeze. So
I
you're
know.
already buying an asset that's worth more than you're paying for it, right?
That's why I think these next 2 quarters, these numbers coming back are important. I think if we see bomb numbers coming back, that if nothing's happened by that point, we're gonna start it's gonna start looking silly where the stock price is if we're still in this range. So, that's something I've been thinking about on the back burner. I'm like, "Man, we're getting to prices right now where we're basically, talking about we're basing it on fundamentals." You know what I mean? Almost. I mean, not yet, but
Yeah, like we're not going to squeeze based on fundamentals, but
no.
improving fundamentals only ensure that we've got a good investment, however long it takes to squeeze.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
100%. 100%. Let's see. Did I miss any comments you need? If you want me to pull up something, always remember, just yell, scream at me, Pantheon. Thanks, Tony, for this live stream. JT in Wisconsin. JT, good evening, man. I've been around. I've been doing some stuff, getting some work done. YouTube is not a career move, so you gotta keep the lights on. But I've been around. I've just been working on some things. Just trying to stay out of any drama and having fun. I mean, me and Pantheon have been on a couple times. Me, Tony, and Pantheon. But I'm trying to get more back in the swing of it now. I'm getting a new schedule for work scheduled out so that I'll know ahead of time, and I'll be able to start scheduling out live streams going forward. And I hope I didn't lose the stream. Nope, I didn't. Okay. All right. Thanks, JT, for checking in on me. Appreciate it. Let's see. Hopefully it will squeeze before 2 more quarters, says Mitch. I hope so too, Mitch. I think we all hope so. But just in case, I don't want to see numbers slipping. That's for sure. Right? We got good stuff coming up. Joel, good evening to you. I see Tony in the chat. What's going on, brother? How are you tonight? Let's see. I did see Tony. Lisa, good evening. AMC Airman, good evening. I see him in the house. A lot of predictions for the rest of this month and next. Well, yeah, we're going to talk about numbers, though. We won't talk about the squeeze or dates or anything like that. We'll talk about actual numbers we can go back, look at historically. I just want to go over some of the last movies that are leading up to what's coming out, like the last Toy Story, the last Top Gun, the last Jurassic World. How did they do in the theaters? How are they? When were they released? That kind of stuff. Tony says he's uploading a video. He'll be right on. Okay, take your time. Take your time. Me and Pantheon are holding it down. Most that say they care about the company won't approve more shares. You can't prop a company up by buying shares. Go buy tickets. Yeah, Jordan. And here's the thing right now. They don't need to approve any more shares. They got plenty of cash right now. I mean, not plenty, but they got cash they're sitting on right now. Are you in any rush for them to try to release shares, Pantheon?
No, no, not at all. The last we heard, they had $1.8 billion in cash, and they
Right.
spent what is it, 40 to 80 something in that range on Hycroft. Maybe it was less, 40-ish on
I think
Hycroft.
22 million.
Yeah, but then I think didn't they they've got the warrants as well. So
Oh, right, in the warrants. Okay.
I'm just
Yep.
factoring that in. So yeah, 22 becomes
Sure.
about 45-ish.
Yep.
So I
Around
mean they
there.
still have around 1.7 to 1.8 billion dollars in cash. And I think that's why we see that they have not put forward a proposal for more shares at this time. So like
I
yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
I just they don't need to ask for more shares at this point. They really don't.
Yep. They did you notice did the Nicole Kidman advertisement play before your movie or either of your movies? Do you remember?
I don't remember what commercials played.
Okay, all right. Because I saw it. I was just I was wondering if they had paid her for all. I'm assuming that's for every time they launch that commercial before the movie comes out, right? For the movie, because it's every movie I've seen since they hired Nicole Kidman's had that ad in it for sure before the movie started about the AMC theater experience. I'm
Yeah,
wondering if that because I remember I think they spent like $6 million to hire her to do that commercial.
yeah,
Wonder if she's getting
I'm in Canada
perpetuity.
though, right? I'm in
Oh,
Canada, so
right,
it's
right,
different
right.
movie theater chain. There are no AMC's here. I would certainly
That's
support
right.
them.
You can't
Yeah,
even go to fucking AMC. That's right.
but I
Forgot
would
about
support them.
Florida.
I would buy my friends gift certificates or whatever the gift cards and for Christmas gifts from AMC and my friends in the States. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Diaz says broke ape. Yeah, exactly. A broke ape is right. You should see my brokerage account right now. It does not look good. AMC, GME. I'm only green in a couple positions right now. I'll be 100% honest with everyone. I'm not gonna tell a fib. Let's see. I think they need to make a share offer and generate more supply for the IGs to cover synthetics. Chopper 3R68. That's the first time I'm seeing some of these names here. Let's see. Yo. No A bashing tonight, says Tony. I mean, says Diaz. He says, no A bashing tonight. Backyard Boogie, good evening. I did not fight. No,
Not yet. Not
you would
yet.
know. Not yet, no.
That's a running joke.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, they always say I farted on my show. I would
Oh,
say not yet.
well, okay. Chopper says, we will never know how many synthetic shares. No, we won't, Chopper. There are. So if they offer more shares, then they would be able to buy those to cover, and then we would pump the stock from buying. We won't never know how many shares there are. So if they offer more shares, then they would be able to buy those to cover. You mean the hedge funds will be able to buy them to cover up? And we'll pump the stock from buying. I remember that Trey had brought this up to Adam Aaron in his interview about about letting the shares when they did the share offering of 20 million or whatever it was back in June. Do you remember Trey asking Adam Aaron about doing a direct offering to retail? Do you remember that?
Yep, I do recall that. You've also got a comment that you have 2 streams open, by the way.
Shit, I knew it. All right, hold on one second, guys. Damn it.
Sorry.
Yep, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna turn my camera and audio off for 1 second and go check that. Pantheon, can you hold on the fort for 1 second? I'll put
Sure,
something, or you can just fill for me for 1 sec. Hold on, I'll be right back.
no problem. I do recall Trey was asking him about issuing them direct to the shareholders, and that shareholders would probably be, you know, have the option to at least purchase them. That just takes time to put that to put that out there to the shareholders, see who wants to approve it or accept it, put the cash into their accounts. That process takes a long time. I don't think that's what the company was interested in doing at the time, but I do recall them saying that. And so while we're waiting, why don't we just jump back to Doctor Strange for just a minute because I really enjoyed that movie, and it's a movie theater company. So for the record, tell Dog 424 for the record, not yet. I've been holding it for about 4 weeks. But in all seriousness, it's a good movie. If you've seen WandaVision, you will understand more of what's happening, but you don't have to watch the TV show WandaVision to be able to enjoy Doctor Strange 2. You don't even have to watch Doctor Strange 1 to really enjoy Doctor Strange 2. They've done a nice job isolating it as its own separate movie. But if you do see WandaVision, you will understand more of what's happening and why certain things are taking place, although they do a nice job explaining it later in the movie. Um, that's an important part. And there is a mid-credit scene at the end and a final post-credit scene. And one is important to the continuation of the stories, and the other one is just for fun. And I recommend people stick around for those two if they haven't. If they haven't done so yet, and they go see the movie, they should definitely do that. And I don't want to give any spoilers at this point, although we did a little earlier. But nevertheless, it's a good movie. It works around this book called The Darkhold. It was already shown in Agents of Shield, Runaways, WandaVision, and now Doctor Strange 2. So, for anyone who's wondering about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's a good movie, and they jump around through different dimensions, basically. So, there you go. There's your high level. Let's take a look in the comments here and see what's going down. Benjamin Israel, how are you? Good to see you here tonight. Hello, Mass. We just did a quick. We finished off a bit of that comment about Adam Aaron and Trey when they were talking about it. The time it takes to put together an offering direct to shareholders is quite a long time. So that's probably why they didn't want to go down that road. And then I
Right.
just gave everybody a quick Doctor Strange high level synopsis without any spoilers, and here we are.
Okay, so you're keeping it spoiler free about Doctor Strange?
Well, so far, I mean, if
Okay.
Tony gets on and Tony wants to talk about it in detail, yeah, what the hell,
I
I'll
just
do it.
went and I just went and checked. I don't see another stream open, but I'm not sure. Jay Beebs is saying what's up to Pantheon. And I saw Lupe in the comments, Lupe and Gary and Doc Zeno, good evening. And I see my favorite ATF agent, Agent Lena in the chat. Nick YD. Oh boy, got a lot of people in the chat tonight. Okay. Um, so what were you just where did you leave off with Strange before I just left?
I basically just explained that it's a continuation from WandaVision. By the
Oh
way,
yes.
I'm looking you up right now, and I only see one stream as well, so I think you're
Okay,
okay.
good. Okay.
It's a
By
continuation.
the way, did
Yes.
you think you need to have seen or
No.
at least have an idea? No? Okay. You think you could
No.
just go right from 1 to 2 without and kind of pick up where you're going where she's going?
Yeah, I think you could skip Doctor Strange 1 and you could skip WandaVision, and you can enjoy this movie as an isolated piece that tells you a story that you can enjoy. If
Okay.
you saw those other two things beforehand, it'll just enrich in your experience.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you wouldn't be lost because I happen to have seen WandaVision, one of the few series on Disney Plus that I actually watched of the Marvel ones. I think that's the only one actually. Um, I did see it, so I think that definitely kind of tuned me in a little better to what was actually going on and trying to differ what worlds we were in at certain points because it got confusing at sometimes. I didn't know what the hell universe we were in, multiverse we were in. Did
But
you
you
find
understand?
yourself getting lost?
No, not at all.
No. Okay.
I'm used to this kind of stuff. But you then, having seen WandaVision, had a better understanding of Wanda's motivations for what she was doing in the movie versus somebody who just walked in cold and maybe wondered
Right on.
why would she do what she's doing, right?
Right on. Yep. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Makes
Trying
sense.
trying to be spoilery free.
Yeah, yeah. I just I didn't know if that seemed I just at that point there, when they kind of started flashing back, I was starting to lose my place a little bit. Um but I thought that the movie was really really well done. The only thing I really didn't like about it, like the score was good, the special effects were really good. The only thing I thought that I thought that Strange was gonna be more central, but it was really about like I feel like Scarlet Witch. I mean, they should have called it Scarlet Witch. Like I don't know, takes over the world. Because she was so powerful. Like it just seemed like no one could have a chance to beat her. Like the guy with the football thing on his helmet there for the uh, the Bolt guy.
Black
The
Bolt.
yes, Black Bolt. When she closed his mouth up like from Matrix, I'm like, "Oh, man, she can really do." I mean, she's pretty all powerful in this show. Was she not the most powerful person? The
She
way I
is.
looked at it. Okay.
Well, when
Alright.
Thanos showed up in Endgame, no, sorry, Infinity War, the first one, when Thanos showed up, but he didn't have all the gems yet. She's the only one that made him like kind of look close. Like as she was messing with him, he looked scared. She's the only one that had the power to hold up to him. She
Okay.
literally she can control reality. She literally is that powerful. Yes. Hi, Tony.
Okay.
Howdy, howdy. I might be a little bit choppy because I'm uploading a video on my channel, so bear with me for a few minutes. But
Okay.
since I was streaming on my channel, I figured I might as well join in.
Are you streaming right? Oh, yeah, you are, because I can see purple
It's
coming up.
been,
I can
yeah,
see.
I think my channel was the one they were telling you it's also streaming on.
Ah, got it. Got it.
Sorry.
So what's up with BBIG? So Tony, I heard you talk. We talked about that a little bit on Thursday night. You had gone into that. I didn't even touch base with you again after that. What ended up happening on Friday? I'm trying to remember. With BBIG, did it run on
BBIG
Friday?
went up on Friday.
It did.
But have you guys been talking about BBIG? I wasn't listening in.
Someone from someone else's channel just put up this question. Goat. So what's up with BBIG?
They are spinning off Kryptide, and for every 10 shares of BBIG that you'll get 1 share of Kryptide. So I'm kind of looking at it as I don't know. I mean, you could put a positive spin on it, or you could say you're spinning off a valuable portion of the company to a separate entity. So why would that drive the price of BBIG up?
Okay.
Well, let's talk for a second then about shorts, because the BBIG has a lot of shorts on it, right? Not as much as AMC, but they definitely have a large short position. And on May 27th, the shareholders of record, I think it was the 18th or something, but it's the share as of May 27th, they're going to do the 10-for-1 split for BBIG to be sure is 1 share of Kryptide for every 10, as you said, Tony. Now, if there's millions or billions, whatever you want to say, synthetic shares, naked shorts existing of BBIG, those shares won't be entitled to 1 share of Kryptide.
That is correct.
So in theory, this should do a very similar thing as what the GME upcoming vote on June 2nd is going to accomplish in theory, is that you can't how do they maintain these short or synthetic positions when the company's going to say there's 500 million shares of BBIG, I think it is. So
Yeah, I'm
basically
just
that,
pulling it up.
yeah, I think it's around 500 million. So
It's
that
right
would
around the
mean,
same as AMC.
yeah, so that would be 50 million shares of Kryptide that will be developed. And so, they're not going to give one more share than they need to. And in fact, not all of them will be developed, right? Because if you have less than 10 shares, I think you're going to get a partial cash payout or something. I'm not sure how that works.
I'm
Maybe I'm
I'm seeing the shares outstanding on BBIG is 188 million with a free float of 177 million.
Oh, I'm way off. I'm thinking of
Yeah,
something
that's
else
way
there.
off. That's like
Yeah,
And the
sorry.
short interest is 16%. So whatever 16% of 180 million is, 188.
Sorry, my numbers are way off. Then I'm thinking of something else. But the point still being, there's only going to be a 10% of that number of shares that get executed into Kryptide. So the people who own synthetics, in theory, wouldn't get a Kryptide share and would be asking the question, "Where's my Kryptide?" So that should
Yes.
help the share price in the sense of a squeeze. Would that be a fair guess?
Yeah, that is a good additional way to look at it. If we're trying to uncover fake synthetics or shorts that aren't reported, this could be a very interesting experiment.
Yeah, we have to see how this plays out. It is so this is gonna pretty much mirror what will happen with GameStop. If
Yep.
it gets passed, if it passes.
Well, it's been passed, right? This has been passed. It's going to be shareholders as of record as of, I think it's May 17th or 18th, and then it's executed May 27th. Like it's a done deal. This is going to happen. So in
On BBIG?
yeah, in 19 days, I believe this thing's happening. I believe that's, tell me I didn't screw that one up too, but I believe the press release said it's going to be shareholders of record as of that date, the 18th, I think it was, and the 27th is the date it's done. So
Okay.
that only adds to my trigger of interesting dates in the next 4 to 8 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. May 18th is the says May 18th is the date selected for the distribution of the dividend shares.
So, if you've owned the shares, and that means you can't buy them that day, right, Tony? It has to be cleared by that date, or
Yeah, I was looking for the date of record.
yes.
I thought that the date of record was the May 18th, but on this article I'm looking at, it says they'll be distributed on May 18th. At any rate, it's coming up.
Yeah, so that's an interesting piece of information that overlaps a bunch of other things. But anyhow, I'm just gonna roll it back over to you, Mass. I've been accused of
Yeah.
talking at people and not talking with people, so I'm gonna be very
Here we
careful.
go. Here we
By
go.
me.
I found a better article. The date of record is May 18th, and the distribution is on May 27th.
Okay.
Which is just before June 2nd when the GME vote takes place.
Yeah, I
Ding,
think
ding,
that's
ding.
also May 27th is also the day that the executive order expires, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's June 3rd.
I'm sorry. The year before it ended on May 27th, did it not?
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Thought it
Hold
was
on.
June of last year. But the
I
day
could be
before
wrong.
this, May 26th, that's the date that the start of the Thrift Savings Plan, TSP, will be inaccessible for people within that plan, but they will reflect changes, right? That's something that people have been also bringing up to the community to be aware of as well, if you have a TSP plan.
I just been telling people on my channel, as far as the whole BBIG thing, view it as a speculative play, right? Don't jump in this assuming that it's going to shoot to 20 or 30 bucks because of that short interest. But if you're willing to plunk some money down and you're willing to speculate, in other words, this is a gamble, then it could be an interesting one to put a little bit down on and see what happens.
I agree. Well said.
It's cheap. It's still cheap, but I don't see it as a sure thing, but it definitely has some potential. So as long as you're going in it with the right frame of mind.
It was interesting, Tony, to see it pop 60% on the after hours Thursday, and then they just nicely held it below, was it 350 or whatever the price was? They just held it just below that 50-cent mark because there was a nice amount of options that would have triggered in there. So yeah, interesting to see how they flatlined it basically on Friday after a 60% pop on Thursday. You could definitely see there was some manipulation allegedly going on then.
In my mind, I was wondering if that price run up was retail piling in, or was it some short covering going on. I guess time will tell here in the next 10 days or so.
Indeed. What do you think, Mass?
I'm actually on Executive Order 13959. I'm trying to see where I got that May 27th date from. I'm just trying to scour through and see where I picked it up from.
Yeah, Tully's confirmed that as well here in the chat. It was enacted May 27th and pushed out 1 year to June 3rd.
Okay, all right, that's all it was. So there's no coincidence there.
Yeah, Tully's in the think tank, so
all right,
Tully knows.
I was trying to figure out where. I just know I've seen it many times, and I'm trying to think of where, and that's probably where I've seen it is from that. Yep. Let's see.
Did you guys talk about Doctor Strange?
Yes, we did for a little bit. You want to weigh in on it, Tony? So we kind of said no spoilers as far as naming cameos, I guess. That's like how so no cameos, just the normal characters that would have been in the movie from the poster. If you only saw the poster, I guess is what we're trying to do. So go ahead, take it away.
Oh, first of all, I liked that the Scarlet was in there.
The Scarlet
That's
Witch.
a nice looking witch.
Very
but
good
I love the movie. I took my son, and he's a big Marvel movies fan. He was telling me on the drive over, I heard this wasn't that good, and I said, yeah, I kind of heard the same thing. But we both really, really enjoyed it and walked out and would easily recommend it to anybody who's a fan of Marvel Studios films. So I give it 2 thumbs up, no equivocation. But I was really curious to see that scene that you were talking about in one of your videos a couple days ago about why they wouldn't show it in Saudi Arabia and China.
Did you catch it? Like
yeah,
literally 12 seconds.
It was like
literally
a big nothing burger. Like one scene where she talked about my 2 moms, and then it was over.
That was it.
Come on,
they
man.
won't let it in for that stupid reason. I mean, 12 seconds. And, shame on the country and shame on Disney. Like, they should have come to some understanding to be able to play that. So, I mean, none of those people in those countries get to see. I mean, you're talking about over 1 billion people that just aren't going to have access to a movie.
But to that point, guys, sorry, Tony, can I jump in on that for 1 sec?
Yeah.
So I put it in the comments last time you guys were on. I was in and out listening. But to your point, Tony, when Iron Man 3 was filmed, Disney made 4 additional minutes of footage at the end of it that was only seen in China, and completely didn't change the end of the movie, but completely changed the context of the movie specific for the Chinese audience. So,
I didn't know that.
In Iron Man 3, Tony has the surgery, and he gets the whatever the arc reactor pulled out of his chest, and he has his heart fixed, right? So then in Endgame or whatever, Infinity War, he's got that just on his chest for protection. But in the Chinese version, there's 4 additional minutes about how this is the only surgeon in the world who could possibly perform it, and only China, and they went deep on China about how they're the only ones who could possibly help Tony Stark, and thank the family in charge, and it went deep on that stuff, and it was actually like specific for them. And the reason for it was originally the China wanted to have a say in the movie, to have it be approved for their audiences, and Disney said, no, we won't let you direct the movie, but we will film additional footage just for you. And in this case, they wouldn't remove 12 seconds of footage for somebody to bring in a pile of money. That's very strange. No pun intended.
Haha.
No pun intended. I get it.
It is strange. I'm scratching my head over this.
Generation X says, please, should have cut it out, put it in those countries. Generation X, that's an interesting take from your generation, if you're in that generation right now. Yeah, I thought they should have done that as well. I thought they should have cut it. I just don't, I don't understand. I don't really know. I'd rather see the revenue come in. That's all I know. I guess I like money. Let's see. Jeez. Disney. Boy. All right, hold on. I don't even know let's see. Listen to Dave Lauer, Matt Kors, and Pantheon. That's not the first time that someone said that about Pantheon and Dave Lauer. Pantheon, I can assure you, and Tony can assure you, is not Dave Lauer.
Every time I come on somebody else's stream, somebody in the comments says I sound like somebody else. It's quite funny.
It's yeah. That's not the first time I've heard Dave Lauer though. It's the second time someone said something about Dave Lauer. I'm like, it's just funny.
And
I
I am
picture
not Matt Core's dad either.
no, someone said that. Oh man, that's rough. Oh God, I hope you didn't bring that kid up. All right, so you enjoyed it. Your son enjoyed it. He's a Marvel fan. Um, all right, without doing any spoilers, what did you didn't see? No, did you see the first one, Tony, or did you see WandaVision? Either the previous two movies about those characters, or no?
I don't recall seeing anything called WandaVision. I saw the other Doctor Strange movie. I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't called WandaVision, was it?
No, so Disney Plus, the streaming service, did a 6 or 8 part series, about maybe I don't know 6 months ago. No, maybe a year ago now. It was about January, I think, of last year, or so, a little more than a year ago, I believe. Pantheon, am I right on that?
Yeah, the timing got messed up because of the pandemic. The movies,
Pandemic.
the order of what things were supposed to come out got all jumbled up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So WandaVision came out in between the two Doctor Stranges, and it was basically about Wanda transforming herself into Scarlet Witch from being a Avenger, obviously, 'cause her and her brother were Avengers.
Yeah, the
Uh,
vision had died in Infinity War. And so Wanda, using reality warping powers, took over an entire town of people and froze everybody out and recreated the town by mind warping everybody to be her perfect little world where she had the Vision alive and she had two kids. And that was the world she tried to create. And Shield and others had to come in and stop her in this TV show. And she did the right thing in the end and disappeared, which is why at the start of the movie, when you see Doctor Strange approach her, she's saying, you did what you did and you're a good guy, and I did what I did and I'm a bad guy. And it's actually a correct statement. They both took manipulation. Anyways,
yeah, that's
interesting,
true.
interesting.
That's true. And if think about it, Tony, it was like she created, the movie The Truman Show with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
She basically created that, like a whole world where she took over everyone's mind inside what the Truman Show would have been in, and basically and was manipulating everyone to have this perfect life with what's the guy's name? Pantheon? Paul
The Vision.
Bettany.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vision.
Vision. So their perfect life, basically, they have it. She makes a show out of it inside a world like the Truman Show is set up. So they explored that whole thing for a bunch of episodes in between, and that's why
Gotcha.
Pantheon was just saying. So that's what it was basically, but it all got screwed up because of the pandemic. All the release dates.
We don't have Disney Plus, so I guess that's why I never heard of WandaVision.
That's probably why. Yep, that's definitely why. Definitely why. Do you want to? Actually, do you want to, what do you want to do? You want to go a little further into the movie? Because I kind of want to know what's coming up. Just the next step. Where is this taking us? And I know Pantheon knows the answer to that. So do you want to hear that?
In terms of movies or in terms of AMC?
In the story with Doctor Strange. I just want to know what the next step is. Like, where is this going? Because there's more movies coming, I'm assuming, right? Pantheon?
Oh yeah, yep. There's going to be more movies and streaming service shows that'll be coming up to play on this. This is just setting up the next phase.
Okay, which is, can you explain that phase, the whole Secret Wars phase?
Sure. So basically, in Doctor Strange 1, he was dealing with the dark dimension, and Dormammu was the bad guy. And at the end of the movie, he's going back there with Clea. You would have seen that in the mid-credit scene, Tony. Charlize Theron.
With the blonde hair, do you remember? Halfway through the credits, Tony? Did you stay for the credits?
Sorry, I was reading the Elon Musk tweet that someone was talking about in the comments.
Oh, what did it say?
Sorry.
Any comments on Elon's tweet? Oh, did I pull that up onto the screen? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Good timing. Good timing. What
Yeah.
what did Elon
What does
tweet?
it say?
It says Elon just tweeted, "If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you."
Really?
1 hour ago.
Did he really? Wow. How crazy is that? Imagine if they took Elon out. Wow. That would be insane.
Wasn't there somebody else that tweeted, if I die under mysterious circumstances, understand I'm not home, I'm not looking to kill myself or something, then like Didn't that happen just in the last couple of years?
Just Juicy Smollett when he got sentenced, he was screaming, "I'm not going to kill myself." When they were bringing him from the courtroom into the jail, he was screaming, "I'm not suicidal."
I thought it was somebody in England. Anyways, maybe I'm off.
Oh, are you thinking of Julian Assange?
No, there was somebody else who
Jeffrey
died
Epstein. He tweeted that right before he went in jail. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
McAfee, that's it. John McAfee.
Okay.
Yeah.
McAfee, yeah.
Or McAfee, that's right.
Yeah. The software guy, right? Yep.
Thank you, Tell Dog.
Grandpa Barney says, "Happy Mom's Day to all moms, gentlemen. Thank you for taking the time to give us your thoughts on our stocks." Grandpa Barney, thanks very much for keeping the lights on. Let's see. I can't believe Elon just tweeted that. Jeez, man. Clark, good evening. I missed Clark's questions. Do you think Melvin Capital closing their short positions at end of June at AMC and Archegos going to jail? They said that Huang's going to jail?
No, nothing that I've seen has had Bill Huang going to prison.
Okay.
He got released on $100 million bond that he had to put up $5 million up for, I believe, in cash. And the other guy, the CFO, got out on $1 million bond. But I don't believe we have any information about them going to jail at this point.
Just be on alert for any strange fires in Bill Huang's life.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was just looking. Do you know Moderna did 21.5 billion in revenue for Q1? 21.5 billion Q1. That's crazy. The entire music industry only does like a half of that. I think it's like 12 billion for the whole year. This is just 3 months for Moderna.
Did you see the J&J news? I don't want to derail. I don't want to get you demonetized or get you blocked.
It's already demonetized, Tony. It's demonetized from the minute it's uploaded. Every video from Massalorian is demonetized. I promise.
Well, let me see if I can talk circles around it. But this was an FDA announcement last week that they are advising that adults no longer get any boosters because of blood clots.
The blood clotting, yeah.
Like you mean like we've been talking about for the last 2 years that you said was fake news?
Yep.
Now it's approved in an FDA issued statement.
Yep.
But anyways, back to AMC and Doctor Strange.
Boss Blunts, good evening, brother. Good evening.
Hey, Marcel.
I forget where we left off. Where did you leave off? Pantheon?
We were going to talk a little bit about what's to come in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes. And then we'll go back to questions.
So it's all good. So in the first Doctor Strange, we had the Dark Dimension and Dormammu wanting to cross over to Earth, and it was the time gem that kept him at bay, right? He put him in that loop. I think everyone's seen Doctor Strange 1 by now, or if they haven't, they won't. And then in this one, so now he no longer has the time gem, and that's what keeps Dormammu at bay. So we're going to see in Doctor Strange 3, you're going to see more about what's happening. They actually went to the Dark Dimension at the very end, him and Clea, and if you don't know who the hell Clea is, you just watch the movie. You guys will see Charlize Theron. This is basically she fights Dormammu for control of the Dark Dimension. Like Dormammu is her uncle. So it's a whole weird storyline that develops out of that. But what's coming is we've got these things called incursions, and it all started with the Spider-Man No Way Home, when Doctor Strange did the spell, and you saw those different portals opening up on this. I'm sure everyone's seen Spider-Man by now, probably twice. So the incursions are when 2 universes collide, and only one can actually survive. So when 2 universes start to overlap each other, one universe will completely be destroyed and the other will survive. And in the comics, that's where the Illuminati got together to make the tough decision. Do we sacrifice half the universes to save half, or do we have everything just get destroyed? What is the decision? And they make the call to let universes get destroyed in these incursions, right? Which was the wrong call. And that's what leads to Doctor Doom showing up. And that leads to an event called Secret Wars, where not the original 1980 Secret Wars. It's the more recent one. People are going to write that in the comments. People are going to put that in
the
there.
newer one.
And so where he basically Yeah, he becomes God Emperor Doom, and he has all the powers of the Molecule Man. And I'm going to lose people on this, but the point being, it's going to be bigger than Endgame. It's going to be bigger than that. It's going to have everybody from all these different universes, portions of different dimensions pulled together into one planet. So you can get anybody from any movie at any point in time. You can get
Right.
the X-Men from the 1990s. You can get any movie, Blade. You can get Wesley Snipes. You can get anybody you want and bring him into this planet, because that's the point of it. And they're all resets into one planet one universe going forward, right?
Mhm.
So it was their
And
way. Sorry,
I was gonna say, and does Disney have the IP to do that for all
they
those to make that
they
happen?
almost. They still don't own the actual IP for Spider-Man and his whole universe. That's still
That's
Sony.
still Sony, right? Yeah.
But they have
Okay.
an agreement to work together, because clearly Sony's movies make more money when, you know, they're associated with Marvel. Clearly,
Go
right?
figure. Go
And
figure.
they don't have the rights to a standalone Hulk movie. Universal still has that, I
Okay.
believe. And
Yes, I think you're right.
I'm not sure if they have Namor the Submariner's rights either. I think that might be in question. And then in the movie, there's this octopus-looking monster that's supposed to
Yep.
be a character called
Right.
Shumagorath, but they had to call it Gargantos because that IP is owned by Conan the Barbarian.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm probably losing people here, but the point is they own enough of these guys, and they could make deals with Sony to make it happen, where they could pull everything together. And in the comics, they had so many different universes all in their different comic storylines. People got confused. There was the Ultimates Avengers, the regular Avengers. There was all different types of Avengers from different universes. And if you weren't reading them all, you didn't know what was going on. It was hard for a new fan to get into it. So they did this to reshape it into one, so that going forward there was one Avengers, one X-Men, one Spider-Man, right? And then of course there's Spider-Verse, but that's a whole separate thing.
Okay. So
All right,
how
I
does
just want to know when's the next big Marvel movie, because these are clearly what people are paying to go see. So how fast can we crank these out?
that'll
that's what
be
I was just about to ask you. That's what I was about to say.
yeah. So like they're gonna have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is gonna come out, which is gonna be a big one. That's gonna have the High Evolutionary and Adam Warlock
That's
characters you
this
will all.
year?
I believe that's this year.
Okay.
And then they've got a bunch of TV show series coming up, and those are actually all really good, by the way. This whole Secret Wars kind of like Infinity War thing. This is going to be years away. They have to
Right.
debut the X-Men. They got to debut the Fantastic Four. They got to debut all these other IPs they've just gotten and they haven't used yet. Well,
Black Panther
sort
2 is this year?
Black Panther 2 is supposed to be this year. Yeah, I believe Shuri's taking over the mantle, his
So
sister.
that's two big ones then. We have Thor coming up. That's in a couple months, right?
Yep,
Love and
Thor: Love and
Thunder. So that's
Thunder.
another big one. So that's three, right? We got three more Marvel movies before the end of the year is out, right? At least those
Oh,
three.
let's see. The Marvels, I think, isn't that a TV show? Or is that a movie? That's
That's
Captain Marvel
postponed to 2023, the Marvels.
2023. Okay,
Yep.
Guardians. Uh,
Guardians.
Ant-Man Quantumania. That's 2023. So yeah, I think
Okay.
there's still 2 or 3 more this year and a bunch lined up.
Definitely Thor, definitely Black Panther 2, and oh my
Guardians.
god.
Oh,
Guardians 3.
Guardians got moved to 2023. What the hell?
Oh, did it?
I just see that just now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that line of questioning, let me ask you this. Going forward, how much is Disney Plus going to interfere with the amount of movies Marvel or Disney is going to release to lead up to this next Endgame / Infinity War? And will we have the same accumulation at the end? Is that kind of what we're leading up to? Are they going to try to piece together all these different universes and these different characters to lead up to another bigger one? And like I said, will they be able to express that better through Disney Plus, or do you think the movies will continue to be the driving force behind the universe?
It'll be the movies. It's not what's going to happen to Marvel is not the same thing that's happening to Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's what my brain was.
What they're doing with Marvel with the TV shows is they're taking the lesser known characters and they're building them up there, because you can do more with a character's introduction, like Moon Knight or Hawkeye. Everyone knows Hawkeye, but Loki, right? These are shows you can do more with over an 8 episode arc to really get into who they are as characters and get people to care about them. Like, who's ever heard of Moon Knight, right? Very
Right.
few people. But
Right.
he's a very interesting character. He's more than just a Batman ripoff. So, you get 8 episodes to really see what he's about, and then people start to care about the character, and then you can bring him into the movies.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
like, they're taking character like She-Hulk. She-Hulk is going to have her own Marvel Disney Plus show, because to put her in a movie right now, unless you put her in with the Hulk, it's going to be a tough sell because no one knows who She-Hulk is, right?
Right.
But they can't do a Hulk standalone movie because Universal still owns the rights.
Correct.
So they can use the Hulk in Avengers movies, but they can't do it in
A standalone.
standalone. So they're introducing them on the TV series run, not to take away from the movies. The movies are the bread and butter. Like, you're
Okay.
never gonna make Endgame money if you'd put it on Disney Plus,
Well, yeah,
right?
that's the whole point, right? I mean,
Yep.
they're blowing it with Star Wars and this IP. I mean, they paid
Yep.
$4 billion for the IP, and we've gotten 4 movies in 7 years. 4 movies in 7 years with a $4 billion IP and 2 shows and 1 more that's about to come that I just found out this morning is, according to leaks, 100% it's a bait and switch. So I'm going to absolutely lose it. And before I forget, let me just say, Marcel said, "You guys rock. Thank you for covering the market and government corruption." Marcel, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Excuse me. Yeah. So real quick, I wanted just to dive into some of the numbers for Q2 because we're talking about all these dates and everything leading up into, um, this possibility of the executive order and its expiration. I went back to look. So this quarter, we have 3 big movies still to come out before the quarter ends, which is Top Gun, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, or I believe it's called something else. Fallen Kingdom might be the old one, and then Lightyear, right? So those 3 movies, I was going back to look how much that they brought in on their last run in the movies, right? So Top Gun, obviously, you have to go back to 86. Toy Story is 2019, and Jurassic World was 2018. And if you factor in inflation for 2022, those 3 movies alone brought in almost $4 billion. And then if you add in what we've done in April so far already, that's another $570 million. So you're talking about almost a little over $4.5 billion in revenue that possibly is on the table for this quarter. So that has me even more pumped because I think we knew Q1 was going to be a little low, but factoring in this for inflation coming up to $4 billion between those 4 movies, that would be an amazing number to get back for Q2. I can tell you that right now. Sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
That's all good. That's all good.
But yeah, so just looking back, I think we can get a pretty good idea of what we might be looking at for ticket sales. I mean, back in 86, Top Gun only did $350 million. But if you were to, now in today's market, that would be close to $1 billion in revenue. And we'll probably have more. I don't know. What do you think? You think we'll have better attendance overall for Top Gun 2 than the original Top Gun? I think so. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think so.
I think so too. I think it's going to do better than the original. Like, I think more people know about it, and I think you probably get a lot of cross generations. I think seeing Top Gun, right? You probably see a lot of people from like between 30 and 60 who might want to go see it.
There'll be a whole new generation that doesn't even know about the original.
Right.
That will go see this one just because it's a good adventure, action-packed summer movie. And then you'll have all the people of my age, 50 to 200 that love the original Top Gun that are going to go see this.
Right. Save pop culture. I think we just touched on BBIG. I'm assuming this is a later message. I'm trying to catch up here in the chat. Sorry.
Someone was asking, what is Krypti? Now, I'm no BBIG or Kryptide expert, but I did look it up. And all it says here is Kryptide is a blockchain tech company focused on consumer adoption of smart contract technologies. So that is all I can add to that discussion about what is Kryptide. Their website's not active yet.
Sorry, someone's ringing my bell right now. I have no idea who it could be on a Sunday night at this time. Let's see. Sorry, I just lost you guys for a second. I might need 2 minutes. Can I get 2 minutes from you guys? Sorry.
Sure.
Sorry.
Crypto Bitcoin just dropped below 34,000.
Did it? I've been watching it all weekend, but not in the last 8 hours. I've been I had a couple of videos. 33.9. Wow.
Yeah.
Had a couple of videos I was focusing on today. One is out already on my estimate for Q1 earnings tomorrow, and the other one that is finishing uploading right now is my deep dive on the proxy statement and the hidden secrets I found doing my due diligence on the proxy statement. So after tonight's live, maybe you guys can check that out. It's just going live right now, as a matter of fact.
I watched your one on the expected earnings. You did a good job showing the variation of numbers that the experts so-called are saying, and then you gave your own idea. And that was a really well done video, Tony. So if anyone's interested in, I'll pump it for you. If anyone's interested in getting a feel for the expected earnings and where things might be, I think Tony put out a really, really, really good video on that. And I think people should definitely check it out for AMC's earnings, get primed for it.
The main push that I want people to take away from that is it's not going to be as good as last quarter, the earnings. And you should be expecting that. And Adam Aaron even gave us a heads up in the last earnings call that Q1, just based on the movie cycle and January, February, March, they don't put out a lot of blockbusters. So it's perfectly normal, perfectly okay. Don't freak out when you see that the earnings is worse in Q1 than Q4. It's expected to take a little bit of downward momentum.
And I know last winter we talked about this going into Q1 that we weren't going to see the same numbers that we did. I know we talked about this as we were prepping for Q1.
Can I hit two things?
Sure.
Yep.
David Meisner is asking, what is an IP? And I mentioned that earlier. Intellectual property. That just means Marvel Comics back in the day had a problem with making enough money. Nobody was buying comics. So before they had a movie studio, they licensed their characters to movie houses, and Universal got the rights to the Hulk, and they have to make a movie within so many years or it reverts back, and they've just kept the rights. So that's what we mean by that. And then the other one, somebody was asking about if they wanted to buy BBIG, they should buy it 2 days before May 18th. And that's my understanding, is that the T+2 settlement, it's not if you buy it on the 18th, it has to be settled by the 18th. That's my understanding too, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I think that's
It's shareholders of record as of that date, which means settlement date. Is that right, Tony?
As far as I know, yeah. I mean,
I always double check with Tony.
Why does it matter though if we buy it on Monday or 2 days before? If they've got to come up with the shares and there's billions of synthetics on BBIG, they're not going to be able to find them.
Yeah, correct. I don't think Save Pop Culture was wanting to necessarily wait until 2 days before, but he was just clarifying, I think.
By at least 2 days before?
Yeah, at the latest. You
Okay,
don't want to buy on the 18th.
When I heard you say it the first time, I thought you said wait until 2 days before to buy it.
I may have screwed up. I'm not that clever.
My hearing's going to. It could have been me.
I was probably mumbling.
Could
All
be
right.
the headphones. You never know. Could be the headphones. Never know.
Have you guys got your proxies for AMC? Because I did get mine. Opened it today, and I'm short 108 shares of votes.
Interesting. Let me check.
I have not received mine yet. The last time I had to call my broker, and they gave me the information over the phone, and then magically 5 days later, it showed up in the mail. So I will be doing the same thing on tomorrow.
I have not.
I had my doubts when people were telling me on the live stream, oh, I'm short votes. And I like, well, maybe check your date of record. Maybe you bought shares after the date of record, but I carefully checked it and knowing that people were reporting that they were short. And yep, sure enough, after I exclude anything I bought after April 22nd, I'm still short 108 shares or votes, however you want to call it. So I'll be calling Fidelity tomorrow on my lunch break and recording that conversation to see what they have to say. We know, right, from lending of shares and rehypothecation, if you got borrowed shares in your account, you're not going to get to vote those, right? Or is it the person who lent them out is not going to get to vote? One of you is not going to get to vote. But I think it'd be good for us to talk and share information, not how many shares we own, but how many shares were you shorted in your vote. So maybe we can start putting some numbers out there, make some guesses about how many loaned out shares do we all own? Maybe another way to back into figuring out that number.
Yeah, BioLife is saying he was short 73 shares as well. Wow.
There may be some people 10% short. There may be some people 50% short. Very interesting. I never really paid that much attention to it before AMC and GameStop. I need to go back and look at all of the other proxy votes I have pending and see if they all accurately match. Because wouldn't it be funny if AMC and GameStop are the only two that we're missing votes on?
That would be. So we've got some running theories here in the comments as to who Mass is dealing with right now. One was the the Clinton Foundation, and another one's Amber Heard. So we'll have to see if we have to protect Mass.
That's who's calling him.
That's what we got. Some ideas in the comments. Who do we think's distracting Mr. Mass?
Might be Al.
And there was that too. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so it's good that you guys got to go out and see the movie. It had 65 million in pre-sales before it even aired, so that was pretty sweet.
I was seeing numbers, and I haven't looked to see the latest, but I was seeing numbers. They were estimating 200 million. Is that right? 200 million was estimated to be the 3-day total.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think as of 8 hours ago, what I pulled up was 185 million domestic, but that didn't include obviously today's sales. So I think 200's reasonable target. 265 international for a total at that point of 450 globally. Not too
Now,
shabby. Not too shabby.
someone sent me a spreadsheet. Maybe I can share with you guys at some future point. But from the studio side, a lot of these studios, the movies that have come out recently, the studios are losing money on almost everything. Not Doctor Strange, obviously. They'll break even on that and make money, and probably Sonic as well. But a lot of these movies that are only clearing 50 million, 60 million, the studios are going in the red. Hollywood really needs to do a better job of putting out movies that people really want to see.
Yeah,
That's a big problem.
The head of Warner Studios was the guy. So they fired the head of Warner Studios, and the guy they brought in was the guy responsible for. Remember, there was a point in time we had a whole bunch of those horror movies that were like hidden camera films.
Yeah.
A ghost is in the house, or some monsters in the woods, or whatever. So there was a guy in charge of that studio, and they were spending like $8 million to make a movie, and they would grow $70 million. Like, not huge box office, but I mean a huge profit, obviously, and
Yeah.
do almost no advertising. And so they hired that guy and put him in charge of Warner and said, bring us these kind of profit margins, And of course, that's I think Justice League was the first one they under his watch. I think it was. I could be wrong. Anyways, that didn't even make as much money as it cost. They wouldn't spend $500 million on that one. Ouch. Anyhow,
I was looking at all the special effects in Doctor Strange, and I'm thinking this thing had to cost a fortune.
well, let me ask you about that. So, like, when they make these special effect movies, it costs tons and tons and tons of money. So, this is going to be a real stupid question, but why hasn't Disney or Warner or one of these big movie studios just hired the people second in command of these big special effects houses and start their own internal special effects house? Like, why continue to pay all this out? You could be paying salary and do it all internal and build your own special effects group division. Is that a stupid question?
Not a stupid question, and also not my area of expertise to answer the why, unfortunately. But I can drill down through this source I have sending me these spreadsheets of all of their total costs with marketing, break even, dollar points. I've got 20 different columns of information here. And see if I can get some of those questions answered. Or
Like,
maybe it's out there on Google. I don't know.
I'll spin it a different way. Like, as an architect, I work with large general contractors who do billions and billions of dollars of work a year, and they pay out the nose for their architects and engineers. And I asked one of them once, why wouldn't you just start your own internal architecture practice? You could just pay salaries. You could pay people 250,000, which is more than they'd probably make as a partner, but keep it all in house as opposed to paying millions of dollars in fees to your consultants. And they just looked at me like I'd asked the most ridiculous question in the world. And I thought, well, you run so many projects, you could keep an entire architecture company busy all year round. They would have their own separate insurance. If I ran a major general contracting company, that's what I would be doing. Anyways, I digress.
Apparently, according to the spreadsheet, the break even for Doctor Strange for the studio is $500 million.
Yes. We're halfway there. Yeah.
Wow.
We got to see what happens next weekend, right? The second weekend of most movies, you get a 75 to 85% drop off typically. Not with Marvel, but typically, historically, you'd see a 75 to 85% drop off on the second weekend after a release like that. But hopefully with Strange, it'll be a little better. If we could land this next weekend and hit over 300 million, we are well on our way, I think. Well on our way. And I apologize for having to be absent for the last 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
The good thing for AMC is they're not on the hook for that 500 million, right? That's on the studio side.
That's on the studio. Yeah, that's to propagate the film. They spend usually double on production costs for advertising. So, yeah, that's 500 million just to get back their original investment, pretty much.
So Mass, the people in the comments were wondering, did you have to deal with just now on the phone? Was it Al from Boston? Was it Amber Heard, or was it the Clinton Foundation? We're trying to figure out who got you just now.
That was the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh boy.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. That was my moron friend who lost his phone and didn't have my phone number. So he shows up at my house at 10:30 from the bar to ask me for my new number. Oh my God. I'm losing it. Like, and so he couldn't call because he didn't have the number. So he had to actually come physically to my place to ring the bell to get it. Okay.
Well, that's better than the options that we threw out there. By the way, Bitcoin's now down to 33,842. So, timber.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's having a pullback, huh? Jeez. What's
14.7% the last 5 days.
Ethereum?
What is 14.75%?
Bitcoin has dropped over the last 5 days. 14.7%.
Last 6 months in crypto's just been brutal, and I've just decided, for the next few days, I've been buying some on the dips, but the lower we go, the more people are going to get hit on margin and all of the loans that they have collateralized. So every $1,000 drop is another. We're getting at these points where big people are going to be taken out, and you could see some additional big drops. So I'm going to be buying the dips, but I'm going to wait for a little bit of an uptick before I jump in heavy. Last year I went in heavy at 29,000 Bitcoin and 1,900 Ethereum. So I'm kind of waiting to see if we're going to retest around there.
I can't believe how much crypto is down right now. I didn't realize that Ethereum was at 2,500 right now. Just slipped on a 2,500 one day. Yeah, I mean, if you had some dry powder right now, pick up some crypto.
And the shorts are out in force saying crypto's done, crypto's going to zero, yada yada yada. That ain't gonna happen. But you do need. I think there is still some more downside coming, and just like everything else, everybody's scared and moving everything into cash, crypto, stocks, across the board.
Stacia and Liz, thank you, ladies, very much. It says here, like music, there isn't anything new concerning stories. Many movies are just recycles of old movies. I think we got something different this time around. I wasn't, there have been a lot of recycles, definitely, and all kinds of switches going on, gender switches, whatever. But I thought this overall was pretty good. I enjoyed Doctor Strange. I mean, it's the gender switch and everything. Thor is going to be, Jane's Thor now in the new movie. I mean, how
I
long
was
is
just
it gonna
thinking of
be?
the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, flop. Yeah, right. And they had to bring in 4 unknown little kids to come in and act as the second generation Ghostbusters that did 100 million in its opening weekend. So it's like, I don't know. No one's taking a hint, apparently. Nobody wants to learn. Let's see.
They did make Jane Foster Thor in the comics, right?
Yes, I did. And they just they're gonna release a new one, right? Like a new 8 thing comic for her. I just saw it like last 2 days.
She has an interesting story. I'll just do it real quick. Thor became unworthy in the comics, kind of like the first Marvel Cinematic movie that he was in, and couldn't lift the hammer. But Jane was worthy, so she became Thor. But she had cancer, I believe the story is, and every
Yes.
time she became Thor, it became worse. So the longer she was female, I think it's called Lady Thor. The longer she was Lady Thor, the faster she was dying. And when she would undo it, then she would be that much sicker. So it was an interesting story of like, do you stop these major threats from killing people at the risk of fast tracking
Hurting
your own
yourself.
demise?
Right.
Interesting storyline. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're doing that in the movie. I don't know, but that's what they did in the comics.
No. I that's what I was just watching. I was just watching something about that and the cancer story, and that's apparently that's not going to be involved in Thor: Love and Thunder. It's not going to be. She's not going to be based off cancer patient. I noticed in a new comic run that they're running with her. Her hair's grown back out again, so she must have beaten the cancer in the new run that's coming out, because they were mentioning that her hair was longer, which I'm assuming, that they were assuming that that's what that was from. Did I cut you off, Pantheon?
No, I think I've talked a lot tonight.
Okay.
Just sit back for a bit.
Steven says 29,000 is the most recent low for Bitcoin. Should be shocked when 2,900 breaks down.
If we break through 29,000, it's going to be bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'll be buying at 29,000 for sure, though.
And Ethereum, what are we looking at? Like 1.18? Like it's like 1,800 basically, or we would not want to retrace past somewhere in that price range.
Clark is asking, what's the current fundamental value of AMC? I covered that in my Q1 earnings video. I threw up the Morningstar fair value assessment. It's $30.54 according to Morningstar as the fair value.
So me and Pantheon were talking about that before I believe you came on, Tony. What can you run that down real quick? So you said that according to you happen to check out a couple analysts, right? Some analyst comparisons.
Yeah, I can throw up the fair value on the screen if you want.
Yeah, I thought it was like $30 or something like that.
Yeah, before you came on, Tony, we were giving your video some props.
Oh yes.
Oh, thank you. Let me move this to the other screen so I can throw it up.
Somebody asked me in my comments today, what do I think is more likely? AMC will go to $1 or AMC will MOAS? Just in my comments from my Friday night video. And I was like, well, AMC's never been $1. So even in the spring of 2020, they didn't go down to $1 ever. Okay. There you go.
There you go.
The screen
The
is
screen is your.
$30.87 is what they have. Current price of AMC $13.76, and that reflects 55% discount off of their estimate of fair value. And it says companies with Q ratings are not formally covered by Morningstar analysts. This one has the Q next to the fair value, but are statistically matched to analyst rated companies, allowing models to calculate a quantitative moat, fair value, and uncertainty rating. So they have it at 3087, but it is noted right underneath that the uncertainty level is extreme. So, do with that what you will. But I know everybody's always casting about trying to say, what is the fair value? It's hard to fundamentally value a company. There are different ways to do it, but my favorite way to do it is based off of earnings, and ours is negative. So that kind of rug pulls that. Then you got to go into other potential ways to value a company based on assets and liabilities. And I'm pretty sure AMC has more liabilities than assets right now too. So
for sure.
So everything's based off of future predictions.
Tony, I have the echo again. There you go. Now it's gone. Every time you share your screen, I start to echo for some reason.
I forgot to turn down the volume.
Oh, is that what it is?
On the shared screen. That was my fault.
No problem. Let's see. Oh, we just got Clark's question.
Morningstar bull trap, Rusty says.
So we were saying right before you came on, we were talking about the fundamentals of AMC and how we're starting to get to a point right now where you got to start talking about what is AMC actually worth per share, not in our heads, but at some point we're going to start coming back to a fundamental baseline again for the stock. And if that happens to happen not till after Q3, that's still fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. Then I look at this as discounted prices still at this point. These are still discounted prices as far as I'm concerned. I don't know about you guys, but.
Well, there's still a lot of institutions holding it. So, I mean, somebody thinks it's worth something, and they were paying a lot more than $13.50 for it.
Exactly. We all have. We've all paid more than that for it. I'm pretty sure.
Once or twice, maybe.
Yeah. A couple more. Let's see here. Biden to speak about inflation on Tuesday. That'll be a joke. CPI on Wednesday and PPI on Thursday. My SPY puts are locked in this week, says Imen Z. CPI data is Wednesday? No, that can't be right, is it? Oh, maybe.
I haven't looked at the economics calendar for next week. I'll do that later tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, today's the 8th. I bet it is next week. I didn't even think of that. CPI. And PPI is on Thursday. Yeah, that's right. Biden's going to speak on inflation Tuesday, and he's going to point to Putin and say Vladimir Putin and probably right-wingers are the cause of inflation, I'm sure.
There's no good news in this market anytime soon that I see. So 2022 is going to be absolute shit until we reach the point where everybody collectively decides it's fallen far enough.
Yeah, we talked about this, Tony, right? I don't know if it was on live streams or if when we get off, but we've been saying for months now, like, a lot of people in this movement have not seen a bear market yet. And get ready, because it's not a fun time. It's very difficult to make money. There is no fast money when you're in a bearish economy like we're heading into. I mean, we're heading into a winter freeze. Definitely. There's just too many things right now that are affecting the market that can't be overcome, no matter how high you raise interest rates, no matter what you do. They should have reined this in. They should have started reining this in months ago, not waiting till the spring of 2022.
Exactly.
They waited
too
long.
Late. They started too late, and the fact that they're only doing 0.5 point hikes is also not enough, in my opinion.
It's like paying off your bare minimum on your credit card every month. You're never gonna get it paid off. You're never gonna catch up. And I just saw yesterday that Brazil now is saying they're gonna accept other forms of payment for oil instead of US dollars. That's an issue. That's an issue. Brazil's a big oil producing country. That's Saudi Arabia now, Nigeria, and Brazil, who have all said that they will start trading outside of the petrodollar.
No bueno.
No, not for the U.S. economy. Not when we have inflation out of control. You don't want to start to lose the effectiveness of the dollar across the globe when in your own country it's becoming a joke. Got my
Hi
mom
to
in the
Julie's
chat room.
mom.
Hi, Julie's mom, Mrs. Barak. How are you tonight? Clark and Julia, two of our faves.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day. I wonder how many people were outside Kavanaugh's house protesting yesterday, went to Mother's Day dinner today and said, "Hey, Mom." I wonder how many out there screaming.
Those
Funny
people didn't go say, "Hey, Mom." They said, "Hey, birthing buddy."
Yeah. Hey, birthing person. Hey, birthing person. Happy birthing person day to you. Yeah, it's kind of funny. You see them all out there screaming, and then they go to
I
Mother's
love
Day
my
dinner.
dad and my birthing buddy.
Did you see Elon's tweet about Bill Gates and the pregnant man from the emoji?
Yeah.
He had a picture of Bill Gates with it looked just like the emoji. Fucking Elon, man, he is a troll. He is a troll. By the way, Pantheon, I meant to ask you, as far as the movie goes. So, what's the next movie that's going to directly tie into Doctor Strange going forward, or are we going to have a show first to carry the story on?
I think the next one you should expect would be, well, it's not coming out next, but the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It should tie. It's supposed to have a character called the High Evolutionary who definitely ties into Wanda's history.
Okay,
So
got it.
I'd be shocked if that doesn't somehow tie into it. Yeah, I think
Okay.
you'll see Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be its own story, right? And there'll be
Yes.
bits and pieces that continue to tie this whole thing together.
Right, but he's in this new movie, the Love and Thunder movie. He's in like New Asgard now, right? I believe.
Yeah, and then he leaves to go off into space with the Guardians and comes
Right.
across Gore the God Butcher and has to deal with that guy. So it's not going to tie in directly to what happened here in Doctor Strange 2.
Right.
Hey,
Okay.
Mass.
Yes, sir.
Can you put me in the back room for a few?
Sure.
I've got to go do a quick errand.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have cut him off like that.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you guys will still be going. I'll wave at you when I get back in front of the camera.
Yeah, we'll probably be here.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Alrighty. So we will leave Tony in the lobby. Someone can grab him a beer. Let's see. Julie says, "Hey, Mass," and Tony. Oh, we got that one. I got that one, Julie. Let's see here. Someone saying, "Hey to Pantheon." Fahad, good evening tonight. I wanted to say hi to some people that I haven't got caught up yet. Annie T, good evening. Rusty Nail. Clark, good evening. I know we got your question, but I haven't said hello yet. Tully, I saw in the chat. Good evening. Harry Parrott. Brian, AMC GME. I just want to say, hey, what's up to everyone that I haven't got to yet. I know I missed a bunch. Mike, James. All right, I think I got a bunch. AD. All right. All right. So do the Pantheon, have they talked about WandaVision season 2 yet? Do you know?
I don't think there's going to be a season 2.
That's just the one, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's. Well, no, there's no plans right now for a season 2.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question because I want to go back and talk about the AMC numbers again for 1 second.
Yes, sir.
So I was looking over for Q2 and when earnings are going to be coming out and the timing of everything. How much do you think that the Q2 and Q3 numbers are going to actually have an effect on the bottom line for AMC? Do you think there's any possibility that we would be able to become profitable again by that point in time?
I think that the movies are going to be stellar. I think that there's going to be tons and tons of interest in there. We've also got all these other avenues. In September, we're going to have AMC freshly popped or perfectly popcorn available in supermarkets and micro grocers and kiosks and all over the place, right? Takeout or delivery from the theaters. All that's going to be available in September, if not some of it sooner. So that's going to be a nice piece of the bottom line. And I honestly, I mean, I did a whole video on perfectly popcorn that breaks down the potential that could bring. And I think people really need to take that a little bit more serious than what I've seen in comments. It's going to be a substantial moneymaker for them. Not $1 billion a year, but it is a multi, it's a
Yeah,
huge
what
industry and they're all
1.7
judged.
billion.
It's a
1.7
huge,
billion.
yeah, it's a huge industry and they're judged based on how close to movie theater popcorn do you taste. This is the guys who make movie theater popcorn, right? Like
This
they
is it.
know what their taste needs to be. So I think
Yeah,
that's going to be a real nice piece to the puzzle, but that doesn't come into effect till September. It starts in September, but in February they already hired the lady who's going to be heading up that entire division. So the point is there is what we're going to see in the earnings tomorrow is there's going to be some extra costs that we wouldn't have had in the previous quarters because there
right.
is startup capital requirements to get these businesses running. So since that lady was hired in February, I think it was, we're going to see some cost in that division without any profit out of it yet. But that's going to come, right? I mean that
Yeah,
overhead had to be expected.
for
So I
sure.
think we should expect there's some extra expenses there, but they're going to go towards some really good pieces like the upgrading of the theaters to they're upgrading the projectors, right, to
Yep.
digital.
LED digital. Is it
Every
LED digital?
Yeah, I think that's it. So like all
Yeah.
the things they can do to help pull up. And by the way, Mike's saying I hear 90% profit. I used 75% profit in my videos calculation so that I was taking the low end.
Yeah, just to
So
be safe.
just to
Yep.
be safe. So like the numbers I was throwing out across various points was really trying to look at this from a startup perspective. Um,
Yeah. And another thing, just to pile on top of that,
yes, sir.
when you have well, if there's a possibility that about the time that the popcorn's gonna be coming out, that will be at that 6-month point for when we got the announcement on the food shortages. So, it's a good thing to stock up on if we're gonna if you need something to stick in your pantry, go buy a bunch of AMC popcorn. It lasts probably, I'm sure, a long time, and, you'll have something to nibble on in case, the, pale horse comes riding in.
Yeah, they haven't
Uh
torched any popcorn factories, so we're
no,
looking
no
for.
popcorn factories have been affected. A potato chip company, there was a potato chip company, I believe, up in Wisconsin or Minnesota, somewhere up in the Midwest. Maybe even you might have told me about a Pantheon, because did you say that you guys didn't have Lay's chips for a while? Or someone from Vancouver told me that.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought so, yeah. There was a Lay's something happened to Lay's plant, right? That where you guys get chips from?
No, it wasn't the Lay's plant. It's that there were prices increasing and Lay's was overly extra pricing. They were
Oh,
taking
right.
advantage of the market and overpricing it, not just for the rise of inflation and costs, but to actual gouge the customers. And the grocers in Canada said, "We don't want your product if you're going to do that to the customers." I commend them for that, by the way. But just funny, we're just talking about like, and it's not funny to joke about this, but you're talking, but they didn't set to fire any popcorn factories. It kind of makes me think of like a scene from The Simpsons. You could just see that in The Simpsons, right? Where like the mobster torches a popcorn company, and all of a sudden everything pops. You could just
Yeah, like
you
fireworks?
could you just see that popcorn
Yeah.
flying everywhere? Homer eating it up. I shouldn't make light of
At the
that.
AMC popcorn plant, that would be fantastic. I would love that would be amazing. Just popcorn coming out of the roof. Be good. It would be good, for advertising, that's for sure. Get some eyes get some eyes on it. Let's see. Mike says you can always make AMC whiskey. That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. Rusty Nail says we need to pay survivalists to flood the areas of popcorn. Go to survival food. Yeah, seriously. Start pumping AMC popcorn as survival food. I mean, you could fit. Think about it. When you actually pop it up, it's probably a good way to fill your stomach, right? When when pickings are slim, I would think. Let's see. Zero market data available. What's so what's this about? Someone's talking about for Volt Eno, no market cap, nothing. Elsewhere, no thanks, I'll pass. Who was talking about Volt Inu? I didn't see that in the chat. I
No
don't even know
idea.
what it is. You ever heard of Volt Inu? Sounds like a crypto coin, I'm assuming.
No, sir.
Okay. If someone has something about this pump and dump coin, come back in the comments. I don't know, Tell Dog, what was going on, but Tony got too drunk, says Darch Ferdinand. I hear a new bit. Oh, what have you heard about Deadpool? Yeah, let me ask you that, Pantheon. Anything?
Well, Deadpool's one of the few X-Men franchises that's going to exist in the new MCU. They're trying to. My understanding is they're trying to figure out how to do that, but they're not
How
going
to
to
cross
change it.
him in?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the comics. Deadpool basically destroys the entire universe. It's a weird thing. I don't want to get into that, but
Okay.
yeah, it makes complete sense. He breaks the fourth wall, right? Like he speaks to you, the audience, so it makes sense they could bring him in easily.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. Have him in some
But
kind of voiceover. They
it's
introduce.
definitely Ryan. It's definitely Ryan Reynolds. He's definitely back though.
Okay. He's
Yeah,
gonna play the character.
absolutely. They're not going to change a thing. That if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that with everything, right? I mean, I'm glad though that Doctor Strange did introduce Scarlet Witch like that because I thought she was cool and I liked her performance in it. Like I didn't like how I just felt like she was so overpowering. Like there was just no one had stood a chance against her. That
No,
was the
no,
only drawback I had about the movie. Honestly, that was the only thing I really cared about.
but nobody should. She can
No, I
literally
know.
warp.
Yeah,
She can
yeah,
literally warp reality.
right,
Like
right. Yeah,
in the comics, her father is Magneto of the X-Men enemy. Okay,
right.
clearly they couldn't do that here because they didn't own the X-Men property. And well, she's the daughter of him. She's also an Avenger, so they could both use her, right? They both had a
Mm-hmm.
Quicksilver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the comics, she gets so frustrated with the X-Men, she literally just says the words "no more mutants," and every mutant except for 50 all instantly lose their powers. She literally
Okay.
is that powerful, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It's crazy.
we won't see her for a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah, I
she'll be
mean,
good.
who's someone that can go up against her and beat her? Like
Well, that was the point of the Illuminati in that movie, was to show you the answer to
how
your
unbeatable
question.
she is.
Pretty much.
Got it. Okay. All right. So that's so do you think going forward she's going to be the new protagonist going forward?
No,
Leading this other side of the secret war or no?
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Okay.
She's not a bad person. House of
No,
M
no, no.
storyline.
I don't think so either. Like I get where her pain's coming from. Like I understand. I get it. I get it. Um, I'm sure she's dealing with some deep down issues inside. The way they treated Viz and everything else, you know? So she's
And
got
her
some issues.
brother,
Yeah,
yeah,
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Ultron bringing her in, and I mean, her whole story's just been traumatic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's had traumatic. Yeah, she's had a traumatic story so far. Yep. Stacia, good evening, hon. How are you tonight? Um, I saw Stacia. 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 Primetime Alex Stein says Rusty Nail. I'm just waiting to drop him in a video, Rusty Nail. It'll be coming someday. You'll see a primetime drop in there making fun of something. Trust me, it'll be it'll be in a video somewhere. Richard, good evening. Richard Ragnarok, good evening. Super 7 says, the drop in Bitcoin with all the bots pumping crypto in the past month. I know, right? It's crazy how much they've been. Just going through the comments today to answer some of your guys' comments from Friday night. I had to remove like, I don't know, five different crypto videos or things and bots in the chat talking about crypto. It's crazy. Yeah, they've been pumping it big time.
We just dropped, since we said it was 33. Well, anyways, it's now 33,468. Like it's
Yeah, I got it live on the screen.
yeah,
I'm
it's
watching it.
cratering as we talk. Let's keep talking.
I'm watching it. Yeah. I was gonna say, do you want me? I could put it up on the screen in the corner, but I mean, I don't know how fun that's gonna be.
Never again.
I'd rather pull booze out. Let's see. He's in Tony's chat. Hey, Mass. Hey, Stacia. Stacia. She is not a bad person. That is said about the crazy girlfriend keying your car. That's true. Let's see. Oh,
Yeah.
someone was asking about this earlier. Stace, yeah. Maxie was asking about this earlier, Papiani. Can you talk about the internalized trade, dark pools, and the banks? What I believe is the real problem in the manipulation of the stocks. and the banks start to be investigated about that. So I have heard a little bit about this, Maxie. I don't know. I don't know if you've ever touched on this subject before, Pantheon. Have you ever talked about this?
Well, I've
About the
definitely
dark
talked
pools and the
about,
banks?
I've talked about dark pools, and like the banks don't trade in them. It's the market makers that do the trading for the banks. So no, I think I've covered all these things in the past.
Remind me tonight when we get off to talk about this.
Yeah, I think the person that does the best job breaking this whole statement down is AMC Bigums.
Okay.
So I think, to be fair, and not to be, passing the buck, Max Pagani, but if you haven't watched any of AMC
Papa Yanni.
Papayani, sorry, if you haven't
No, I'm
watched
just
any
kidding.
of
That's not it. That's not it.
if you haven't watched any of AMC Bigum's videos, check out any of his latest stuff that he's done. He breaks this stuff down, and he does it the last few videos are really, really well done, right? And he's a super smart dude, and he totally gets it. So either him or Randall Cornett are two guys that I would say go check out their latest stuff, and I think that'll get you best up to speed, Max. Better than I could do justice right now on it.
So, Max, I would take that advice from Pantheon. He definitely would know who to send you to. But I do have something on this that I can't talk about right this second. But yeah, Pantheon, remind me to talk to you about this. But Maxie, it will be coming up in a video soon. I will be talking about this. Sorry. AMC Biggins is the man. Yeah, someone was saying today earlier that I gotta get AMC Biggums on the live stream someday.
And
Someday
and
we'll have to
Randall
try to do that.
and
And Randall
Randall
Cornett.
Cornett, yeah, I would definitely do each of those gentlemen. I think
Okay.
you would have a fun time talking with those guys. They're very, very smart.
I like smart people.
Yep.
Smart people are good. Is eating Paganini is eating a panini. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Paganini. I was messing around. I just wanted
S.
to hear. I
Jackson.
wanted to hear Pantheon say Papayani.
S. Jackson has been on fire tonight, I gotta say.
Yeah, he's got jokes. He's got jokes. Let's see. Is this the Lou Love line? No, I meant no. Doesn't I think he said he was doing something like that this weekend though. I thought I heard that he was doing some love line or some dating show.
I
Hey,
have no idea.
when you run out of shit to say that, and people start realizing you know what you never worked on Wall Street, it goes to shit pretty quick after that. Let's see. Yes, when would definitely do those gentlemen. I don't know what that's coming from.
I don't know.
Hope I
I
didn't
think
say that.
no, I was saying I would definitely get them on your show individually.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
how that came out to Franz Ferdinand, but my
Dirty
apologies if that
minds.
came out wrong. Yeah.
It's dirty minds. That's all. Nothing we can do about it, Pantheon.
Nope.
All we can do is leave it in the hands of the mods. I see Liz is in here. Pam's in here. We got a couple
Oh,
in here.
no, Franz is good. I probably said it messed up, so Franz
Oh,
just check.
you know
Yeah, it's
Franz?
all good. No, I don't know
Okay.
Franz, but I
Oh.
like people keep me in check. I like that. I do.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's good. It's good. Clark says, I'm not leaning towards the June 3rd executive order of Joe Biden trigger the short screen AMC. What does you guys take on it? Yeah, I'm not leaning on it either, Clark. I don't think I know for a fact Pantheon isn't. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm sorry, Pantheon. Maybe I shouldn't spoke for you. I don't believe that that's the only thing that can trigger the short squeeze or that will it actually do it. I don't believe either of those things, Clark. I just don't know. I just don't know. I have my suspicions. It seems a little too much to be a coincidence. The dates just line up so well. It's hard to debunk. I don't know, Pantheon. What's your take on it? I've
I
tried to
think
debunk it.
yeah, I think there's something to it. And I think that Boss and Cash and the whole think tank they've definitely found something. They're onto something that I think definitely has severe merit to it. But I think it's part of a larger story that's being told, right? Like if we look back at January 28th, the plunge protection team dropped $50 billion in puts to kick the can down the road to prevent a market crash. March 9th, we had an executive order for a central bank digital currency with a report due in 180 days. April 12th, the NSCC 2022-003 was posted to the SEC website as a proposed rule to start the comment period and had less than 30 days of comments, which is I've never seen. Maybe it's happened, but I can't recall seeing anything with less than 30 days of comment time, which, by the way, that comes out of comment period on May 10th, which is Tuesday. So if you haven't commented on NSCC 2022-003, your comments need to be in before Tuesday, please. Then you look at April 20th. That was April 12th when they first posted that rule for comments. April 20th, Melvin Capital unwinds their current fund. They're announcing they're going to unwind their current fund on June 30th, and they claim it's due to high water marks. But I don't know about that. And the new fund opens on July 1st. Then on May 9th, we've got AMC's Q1 earnings right after market closes. May 10th, we've got the public comment period expiring. I'm just laying out some dates for people to just take whatever they want to take from this.
Yeah, that's
Then
all.
Then May 23rd, we have the options chain, the lowest in over a year, May 23rd to 27th, May 30th to June 3rd, and the week after. So 3 weeks, basically, the options chain is set up in a way that if you wanted to kill gamma, you could certainly do it by not selling options. If those options chains fill up for those weeks, that changes everything. May 26th, you got the TSP plan, basically locking people out from being able to make changes within the plan. As of May 26th to June 7th, just be aware of that date in case you have a TSP and just ask yourself, where should I be in the event of anything happening good or bad in the markets? Because I'm going to be locked out till June 7th. Then May 27th, you got the BBIG, 10 shares of 1 equals 1 share of Kryptide dividend that can't be synthetic shares. June 2nd, you've got a GME vote for dividend stock split. June 3rd, you've got executive order 14032 on the threat of Chinese securities activating, which is the question here. June 30th, Melvin unwinds your current fund. The private books are closing. If you wanted to hide something, you could hide it in a private books that would be closing on a fund that will reopen on July 1st with a new fund. Take from that as you will. July 1st, the new fund opens up. So no more dirty secrets. July 11th, the SEC Consolidated Audit Trail, the CAT system, is implemented for full customer and account reporting for all brokers. I've been following the conference calls they've been having about the implementation of the CAT system, and they just had one last week going through the problems people are having. Most banks and most brokers aren't even using that yet, so they've got very little time. It's fully implemented for all trades, July 11th. September 1st, you've got phase 6 for the DTCC coming into effect, and any firms over $8 billion have to have margin required for 50 million trades of exposure limit. I could go on and on. These are all
Yep.
just facts. These are
Yep.
all just facts, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. And as you start putting all those pieces together, start asking yourself, what do you think is going to happen? And I didn't mean to go that long, Mass, but that's just
No, it's all
a
right.
story that I think people need to start putting these pieces together in a organized fashion, right?
Yep. Yep. I'll invite Al. I don't think he'll come though. He's still trying to sue me, so I don't think he's gonna show up on my live stream. But I'll send him another invite if I'm not blocked. Let me just say this. So I don't know if you guys remember, but 2 weeks ago when we were on with Boss and Tony, I had pulled up the article about the 911, the news story about the White House contacting Robinhood, telling them to shut down all of the buy orders on AMC, GME, and the other memes. And I reached out to Project Veritas because Veritas was contacted through Glenn Greenwald, who used to be from The Intercept, who is now, I believe he's doing just his own Substack. Glenn, he might be with another company too, but I have heard back from Project Veritas because I reached out to them to find out about the source that said the White House was trying to shut down trading on the meme stocks. And I got a message back from them on Thursday and have something set up for this week to talk with them. So see if we can get a little further down to the bottom line of this story. There was also something about Jen Psaki's brother who supposedly worked at Citadel, and his LinkedIn bio, up until the day that they made the announcement and Janet Yellen said she was looking into it, the Treasury Department, that day, someone was able to grab a screenshot of it, but they had taken down Jeffrey Psaki from Citadel employees. So I'm trying to look
Wow.
into that as well. But apparently Jeffrey Psaki had some high up position in Citadel And then that was removed on the day that they made the announcement with Janet Yellen, and somebody apparently has screenshots of it, and that's what I'm trying to find right now, where those are located. But I don't know if you've heard any of that before, but this is all
No.
okay. Yeah.
The
So
first part, yes, and I was going to say excellent work on that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you pull out of that article with Project Veritas. But the
yeah.
second part, no, I hadn't heard that. That's fascinating.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if anybody else chat. If you've heard of that, let me know. Tully says he remembers that. And yeah, people are talking about the plunge protection team now. But yeah, so Veritas has gotten back to me and gonna see where that goes. I mean, man, if we could get to the bottom of where that source came from inside Robinhood, that would be huge. Huge. Even if Veritas could somehow get them to talk like they've been doing, catching people undercover. If they could do it like they've been doing with the Tinder dates, like that is a great way to get in undercover, and get some guy talking, blabbing his mouth, right?
Yeah.
Pantheon. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
they have the system down, right? They set up the Tinder thing, they send the girls in with the recorders, and they come back with the goods. I mean,
Wow.
it's automatic. So let's we'll see what happens. But Veritas is a big organization. The fact that they reported that, backed up by Glenn Greenwald, who are like, James O'Keefe and Glenn Greenwald have pretty clean records as far as disinformation or bullshit. And that's why they hadn't confirmed it in the article. But I'm trying to get them to do that now. So we'll see what happens with that. Excuse me. Let's
I think
see.
BioLife Hemp has some good advice for you.
BioLife Hemp does. What's he gonna
Yes.
say? Smoke before I talk with Veritas?
No, actually,
What
he's got
happened?
some. I mean,
Hold on.
that's not bad, not bad advice either. But this is good advice.
I'm diving too deep. Please get a Ring doorbell camera. Oh, I have one. I have one. Not a
There you go.
Ring, but I have a a camera. Just in case if the feds ever show up. I'm out. I got an escape route planned. Bathroom window goes right to the balcony, and I got a slide down fire escape, so I'm good.
You'll be like Christian Bale on the fighter when he jumps
Yeah,
out the
yeah,
window and
yeah.
lands on
Jumped
the
out the
trash.
window. Yeah. I'm almost in the same town. Yeah, I'm almost in the same town. That they filmed that right down the street from here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the fighter. Yeah. A buddy of mine sold the screenplay, not the screenplay. I'm sorry, the rights to the movie to Mickey Ward's story.
Nice.
One of my buddies I grew up with, yeah, had the rights to the story. Let's see. What did BioLife say? Did I miss it? I pulled it up and I didn't even
Yeah,
read it, right?
you did. It was
Oh, I did.
the
Okay.
doorbell
Okay.
camera.
Okay. Let's see. Pantheon is kicking ass. Yes, he is. The thrift, Mike says, the thrift savings plan is adding new features and tools. In order to prepare, it needs to temporarily suspend certain transaction service beginning May 16th and the week of June. I'm assuming that was going to say 3rd,
June 7th. Well, the
7th.
first
Okay.
no, it says on that document the first week of June, but we've since discovered it's June 7th.
Okay. There is
And
an actual date. Okay.
yeah, and what Mike is putting here is 100% factual based on the information they've given us, and we're not
Thank you,
disputing
Mike.
that, Mike. We're just making sure Casey Shaw was the first one to pull that information up, and he's asked all of us to please share that because we want to make sure that government workers and military personnel understand these dates. And whether it's something good or something bad, just understand there's a period that you will reflect the changes in the market, but you cannot do anything about it. And give that some thought for whatever you think your best move is. That's all we're saying. We just don't want people to get caught. We're not saying it's going to mow us during that time and you're not going to get your tendies. I know Mike's not saying that too because Mike's a smart dude, but that's just all we're trying to get at here.
Mike is a smart dude. We'll give him that. Mike is
Yep.
very smart. He's always got good info. Let's see here. Mike says, yeah, Mike, it would be huge. That would be awesome. Would be awesome. Just if we could nail down who that person was and if they would ever be able to go on the record, even if they were anonymous, if they hid their their face and their voice and everything, it wouldn't have to even be an undercover sting necessarily. SoCal Ape, good evening. Good evening. Let's see. Crypto crash, no biggie, common occurrence. I hate seeing crypto crash. I just feel like the market's so much stronger when crypto is strong, don't you? Like every time we get up crypto is and Bitcoin's up near 60 or 50s, Market is always raging at that point.
Yep, there's some
It's a good
interesting
time to buy.
articles. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were you saying? There's some interesting articles about what, Pantheon?
Nope. That's it. We're good.
MC Prosperity, good evening. Six Sun says, where's Tony Denaro tonight? So he's in the lobby right now. He had to run an errand and he's coming right back, Six Sun. He'll be right back. Let's see. Someone asked me a question here. Let's see. Shit. Oh, someone Liz said, do you remember a heavyweight fight named Tony or Joe Tintindo? Tony or Joe Tintindo? No. Doesn't sound familiar. Marciano, not Tintindo. I just don't recognize that name, Liz. Let's see. Just my favorite ATF agent. Nope, this is Shirley. Mom's Day dinner, earbuds on. No problem, Shirley. Enjoy your dinner and say happy moms to your mom. Say happy Mother's Day to your mom for us.
Thanks, Shirley.
I was there for 2 Jurassic. Oh, Angelina, when you were in college, they were filming Jurassic Park for Jurassic Park 2. For first 2 Jurassic must be movies, right? I was college in Hawaii when they filmed them.
Huh.
I didn't even know they filmed them in Hawaii. I thought they filmed in South America. I know it was supposed to be. Actually, I don't even think. Did they ever say where that island was supposed to be? They did, right?
I'm not as versed in the Jurassic movies as others.
Damn it,
I
Pantheon.
don't know. I know.
Waste bringing you on here. Let's see. Jeffrey, good evening. What were you gonna say? What?
No, I'm trying to keep the seat warm for Tony. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, hanging in there. God. Angelina says, and that movie Waterworld with Kevin Costner. Yes. That's a big floppity flop, but it did spend a lot of money on it. Let's see here. I don't mind the low prices. Brendan Ellis Adventure, good evening. Low prices, a sale for me. Yeah, I know. I mean, my cost basis isn't going lower with these prices, but close. I think my cost average is like around $11 or right around double digits. So
Nice.
they're almost going to be discounted prices. My only problem is that, I bought shares at 40, 27, 32, most random prices. Let's see. Hi, Diaz. Bye, Diaz. Christopher says, you guys hear the 08 Kramer recording. Christopher Enoch Hayes says, possibly. I'm not sure which specifically you're referring to. If you're referring to the Kramer recording where he's talking about the hedge funds naked shorting, yes, I have seen that. But I'm not sure if that's what you're speaking on, Christopher.
I think
If that's what you mean.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's what he means. Yeah.
Okay, you've seen that, Pantheon, right?
Oh yes. He didn't think they were recording, which is
Yeah, I don't know
baffling.
I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I mean, he had to know he was recording. They were on a 2-shot. It was like they were next to each other in the interview. They had to know there was a camera sitting right on the table. I don't know
Right.
what he was thinking though. I guess
And
he
then
thought no one was going to play this back in 2021.
And
when we
how
were
it
in the
leaked. I mean, I
MOAS.
don't know. I don't know how these things happen. Like if you and I were just talking and then it leaked. I mean, how does that? I guess there's more than just you and me if there's a studio. But anyways, that's
Yeah, but I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, that's in that movie. Something about Wall Street. Oh God, I did a video on it.
Is that the one where the guy's got the sign out on Wall Street and he's screaming about the synthetic shorts and naked shorting?
No. This is
By
the one
himself?
that with Patrick Burns and they talked about
Oh.
Overstock.
Okay.
It was called something of Wall Street. I know someone in the chats will find it. We'll have it.
There was a documentary that Wolfie from the think tank was talking about just recently, and that popped into my head when you said it, but it's a different one.
Okay. Someone here is saying it's another one it's not the one we're talking about. Someone said Ragu says Ragu? Yeah, Ragu. No,
Huh.
not that. It's about Bear Stearns. No, I haven't seen that one then. That's what you're speaking of. He sounded psychotic in the video. No, definitely haven't seen it. Doc, good night. See docs. New Lou video is out. All right. Somebody give me a 1 to 10 on laughs. How many? Oh, give me a over under on contradictions. I know you don't know, but do I see AMC going lower than $10? Yeah, I could see that. Sure, definitely. I could see it going to $8. I don't think it will, but I could see it happening. I could imagine it and not panic. Let's see. Press for the last few days. Stacia, Pantheon. I was Pantheon depressed for the last few days.
I haven't done a live stream in a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
little while. I'm
It's-
on withdrawals. I'm not gonna lie.
There's no Pantheon radio, people are telling me.
And
on a
we didn't
daily
even
basis.
get weaned off. He just cold turkey, just pulled the
Yeah.
plug.
Oh, it was yeah. Let's
I'm
just
just
move on
messing.
from
I'm just
that.
messing with you.
No,
I'm just messing with you.
not my finest moment. Let's move on
Hey.
from that.
Hey, everyone needs a break. Everybody needs a break. Yes, thank you very much. The Wall Street Conspiracy movie. Thank you. Do the Human. Appreciate you.
Cool. I'll check
Lou
that out.
shared it. Oh, what? Whoa, what'd you say, Pantheon?
Nope, not good. Let's keep going. Nothing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Lou shared it. Oh, Lou shared a Kramer video. Oh, I see. He's actually putting together videos now, Hodler? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. My one concern about the squeeze is the Cat Zone says, my one concern about squeeze is Biden crew jumping and stopping it. I don't think Biden could jump in and stop himself from anything right now. But his staff and the problem is I don't know who's running the country right now. I can't tell you who's writing the speeches. I can't tell you, I just don't know who is actually pulling the strings back there because it's certainly not Joe Biden. I know everyone wants to believe that he's all there, but he's just not, unfortunately for all of us. But so I don't know who's pulling the strings. I don't think Joe Biden will have any idea what's going on when the MOAS happens. He'll probably be more excited than we are. If I had to guess right now, he'll probably have no idea what's happening. So I don't know who's pulling the string. That's the strings. That's the problem about them shutting it down.
BlackRock are the official financial advisors to the Biden administration.
Right. And the family.
BlackRock is also substantial owners of AMC shares.
Shares.
To his concern, it's a concern of mine too, but I wouldn't say I'm worried about it not happening.
No, me neither. No, I think people are worried about the plunge protection team. I don't know. I guess a lot of people got freaked out about that. I forget where that first got mentioned and that them actually pulling something off in January of this year, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So you can interchange Biden and plunge protection team into the same entity, right? It's all you can interchange.
Right,
them.
right.
I think is what the gentleman's getting at, and it was brought up well before then. I mean, Al from Boston was mentioning it back in his first run of videos, but people were talking about that way before. I mean, Boss has been talking about that since his freaking channel's been on the air, right? Yeah, it's not new information, but when people with bigger audiences talk about it, I think more people become aware, which is good.
That's probably what it was. The first time it really got majorly brought up, I guess, was by, I think, on his channel that I saw, me personally, and people had commented to me about it, asking about. That was the first time someone had actually asked me about it, because I wasn't aware that they had made a move back in January, at the end of January. When
Al definitely brought it up. That's true.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So we're on to something here. AMC says Ken Griffin pulls the strings. Yeah, Diaz. Yeah, it probably is Klein. I'm sure he's got a lot of input for sure. For sure. But I think Nancy has a lot of input when she's coherent. She's probably got a say in a lot of things. I bet her husband's got some sway. Anybody in that inner circle right now, the people who just went to Ukraine, Schiff, the guy from Massachusetts there, the guy from Colorado, We got some knuckleheads. Let's see. Tully says plunge protection is a conglomerate of institutions that are given the reins headed by Yellen, Gensler, Powell. Yeah, so Yellen was the first one who came out after the GameStop. I mean, that's who they were looking to. They wanted to know what the what the SEC had to say. Secretary of the Treasury. MC Prosperity says Alex Jones is a Freemason, just FYI. Thank you, sir. Slick Red says Susan Rice and Obama. Obama's probably got some say, I'm sure. He's still getting briefed every morning. He still gets national security briefs. Don't forget, once you are not president anymore, you still get national security briefs. Although I'm sure Trump's are all redacted. They probably don't let him know anything. I bet. Oh, man. Joe Biden hasn't been there for a year. Too many brain surgeries. For then he's always been the wrong side of everything. And he's basically, people have been able to go back into his history and pull out a contradiction for everything that he said in the last 18 months, where 4 years ago he was saying the complete opposite of what he's saying right now. It's ridiculous. Stacia says, anyone know anything about the new SEC guy? I can't remember his name. New SEC guy? Pantheon?
I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Give me a sec. I'll look it up. Somebody's retiring later this year. Or is it that's the DTCC. New SEC guy? Oh, there's a fifth. Remember that when they voted, there were 4 members of the board?
Yeah.
And Hester Pierce voted no, and the other 3 voted yes. There's supposed to be
Yes.
5 on that panel. And they were
Okay.
trying to, that might, so that maybe it's the 5th person, right? That person starts up. Plus, the other lady on it, what's her name? She's retiring in June, so she's getting swapped out. So
From the SEC?
Yes. What was her name? I can't think of her name at the moment. Give me one sec. I'll look it all up. SEC commissioners. There we go. That's who I want. Okay, Allison Heron Lee. Her term expires in June of this year. So she's going to be replaced, but there should be 5 on the panel. We got Carolyn Crenshaw, Allison Lee, Hester Pierce, and Gary Gensler, and there's a fifth member who hasn't been on there. That's how they can avoid having a 2-for-2 vote, right? That way, it's always going to be So
you'll never have a tie.
I'm not sure if she's talking about who's going to replace Allison or if the 5th person is finally going to rear their head. I think that person was on the last. I'm rambling. Sorry, I'll get my head straight.
No, go ahead. I'm in the SEC's homepage, just looking at some of their playlists.
In one of the last calls that they did, where they did a vote, they had that person on there, and they introduced him as somebody who was going to be wrapping up his current position and rolling in as a commissioner. I can't think of the gentleman's name. And then who's replacing Allison Heron Lee in June? I don't know that answer.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We'll have to look into that. I can't find it right now, Stacey. While I'm trying to do the live stream at the same time, trying to keep the windows
we'll look
as
into
close as possible.
It's probably worth taking a look at, and I'm sure Casey Shaw or somebody's probably already taken a look at it. So it's
at some point.
Yeah.
Apes vs. Wall Street. Good night. Good night. Good evening. I meant to say good evening, not good night. Good evening. I'm sick of America being the world police. Matt and Trey were on point with satire. Let's see. Jody Lambert says he's got those blonde hairs on his legs to stand up when the sun hits him right before he takes a knuckle sandwich from Corn Pop. Maybe Hunter Biden's running the country with his underage prostitutes. Oh, boy. The hypocrisy in the media is just absolutely mind-blowing when they talk about disinformation and how that Elon Musk buying Twitter could possibly have an effect on elections going forward after Twitter totally struck down the whole Hunter Biden story, saying it was disinformation from Russia. Biggest liars. Zenholder says, do you think Netflix and AMC partnership and or merger or acquisition is possible? Yeah, it's always possible. I don't know where this line is coming from, though, this AMC Netflix partnership. I've heard this so many times. Have you, Pantheon? I've heard so many people bring this up to me.
Yeah, that I think isn't that the one that keeps popping up all the time?
Yeah, all the time. I don't know where it keeps coming from, where people keep talking about this partnership from.
I don't know. There was rumors about it back before we popped in 2021, and there's rumors about it. I think a month or two ago. People keep bringing it up. I mean, it makes sense in certain regards, but who knows? Is there anything to it?
How does it help Netflix? Because they can distribute to the theaters directly?
Yeah, they would be able to take their original content, put it into the theaters,
Okay.
and then AMC would be able to help stream certain things as well. It's I don't know. It's been talked about. It's basically the same article that keeps getting resurfaced months and months and months later, with very little changes to it. So
Yeah, Zen Hodler. Sorry, we don't have more information on that, but I know I know people have talked about it. There was an Amazon AMC rumor for a while back before 2021 that Amazon possibly would pick them up so that they could have the same option to be able to go directly to the theaters with their products and their shows. Like, I mean, think about it right now. They're spending some big money on shows right now. Amazon just spent, I think, $1 billion to do Lord of the Rings. Um, which, if you wanted to, an 8 episode like that, I mean, you could do, you could do a couple of them at the theater in one sitting. And that would be kind of
so
cool if you got to go see a Disney Plus show that, let's say, had like a ton of action, or if you had the option to be able to go see it at the theater, it would be kind of cool.
so I mean, I'm just looking some stuff up here. Netflix did announce very recently that they signed a multi-year licensing agreement with AMC Networks, which is not AMC Entertainment. That
Oh,
allows them to use on Netflix the streaming of Mad Men, Breaking Bad, all their
Walking
whatever other
Dead.
Walking Dead, all that kind of
Yep.
stuff. Yeah. So
Yep.
that is a deal that they've done here. It looks like it's very recent.
Okay,
Um,
AM's that makes sense. American Movie Classics, the network.
yeah, I'm not going to suggest the person who made the comment that is saying this, but this is something that is recent information.
Okay. Yeah, they could have been pointing to that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
You can tell us in the chat if we're off on that.
Wouldn't be the
Um
first time.
yeah, definitely not. Let's see. It's being talked about a lot, says Walter. It's being talked about a lot now because Walter, good evening, by the way. Because Netflix has been knocked down so far, AMC wants any movie they can get ahead of streaming. I was reading an article earlier today about Netflix. I gotta tell you. Let me see if I can pull this article back up again. This is unbelievable. Let's see, Netflix. By the way, if you guys are ever looking for and you want to maybe get some information on movies, on figures for movies, distribution, amounts, earnings, I'm going to show you guys the website that I go to that's amazing for this kind of stuff to get numbers. Hang on. I'm going to pull it up on the screen, share. There we go. Okay. So you guys should be able to see that on the screen right now. Pantheon, can you see that in your screen right now? The
Yes, sir.
numbers?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so you can go right here, type in any movie at any point in time, and this will give you all of the movies under that title. It will give you its worldwide gross, domestic gross, the dates, anything you want to know about it as far as numbers go are on this site. This is where I went to go look into.
I can't see the URL. What is the address for this site? The
It
numbers are
is, hang on. Oh, let me put it in the chat. Copy.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
people would that'd be helpful. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's get this in the chat. Okay. So that's the website chat. I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, this is how I always go and do breakdowns for earnings reports. I use this website 100%. to get all the numbers instead of having to go through and go to Mojo or IMDb or any of those websites. You don't have to keep scrolling through different pages. This will pull everything up for you right here, right at your fingertips. So just for future reference, if anyone cares, that's where I get all that from, all that info, all that good stuff. All right, let's get back to comments.
I did not have this one bookmarked. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a good site. Just if you want to look over box office stuff, it's just got everything right there that you need for numbers. All right there. I think the cabal is behind this AMC short squeeze. I think the cabal is behind everything, Clark. I think the cabal is behind everything. And I'm not the only one. There are people out there right now on mainstream media talking about the deep state. I've heard it multiple times. I mean, if you don't think that Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab are running part of the world right now, you're sadly mistaken. They totally are. Liz says Ozark was great. I've only seen the first season of Ozark. Yeah, I've only seen the first season. I just didn't get that caught up in it. I don't know. Did you watch that Pantheon?
No, I've never seen it, but I've heard really good things, and so I knew it was ending. I waited for it to end before I would start it.
You gonna binge it? Maybe.
I'm gonna binge it one day. Yep.
Okay. Well, you can tell me how it is then. I'll let you do some binging for me.
Will do.
I have not heard Elon putting money into AMC. That would be smart on his part. He would have a large amount of sales for Tesla. It'd be a win-win for Elon. Oh man, if Elon bought some AMC stock, God. Oh my God. What will we have to do? What will we have to do to get him to just buy 100,000 shares? It would just be amazing. Mike says boycott Disney. Mike, I already called it. I said if they pull the bait and switch on me with Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm out. I'm done. That'll be it. That's the last straw. This is a good series. The Fall of the Cabal. I like that. Walter says it was okay. A little disappointed at the end. All right, no spoilers, Walter. We already ruined Doctor Strange for everyone in the chat, unfortunately.
We didn't ruin all of it.
No, I'm just kidding. We didn't. Pantheon didn't. I don't know about me. I forget what I said earlier. I might have. Retail is a threat to their way of life. 1%. Yes, absolutely. MC prosperity. 100%. Yeah, they don't want to share any of this money. No doubt about it. If they wanted to, they would have let it go by now. But clearly they thought we were going to go home a long time ago. And now they're in dire straits. Dire straits. There's a lot of margin calls coming in. Let's see. Any update from Palantir? Reza asks Soleimani. I just came here. Any update for Palantir? Reza, I don't know. Did they have earnings this week? I do own Palantir, but I don't really discuss it this much on this channel. I think they're a good company because they have lots of government contracts, and that's where the money's at. Just ask Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve. Do you have any take on Palantir, Mr.
Nope.
Pantheon?
Just what you and I have discussed privately about ideas.
Do you know anything about it?
A little bit. I don't pay any attention to it.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a weird concept of what they do. I mean, it's not a weird concept. It's very confusing to understand exactly what Palantir does when you really break it down to it.
It says here 2 days ago they signed a deal to get the UK Ministry of Defence contract.
Yeah, they're big on government contracts. The problem is moving it over to the commercial sector. If they can move that type of software to the commercial sector and it becomes effective, it could be a huge company, right? It's got tons of potential. That's why I own the stock. I didn't buy it for immediate gains.
Didn't you say they were selling software to the US government?
Yeah. Tons. Yeah.
So now they've got a $12.5 million deal for the UK Ministry of Defense. So that's interesting.
Nothing. Yeah, and that's small.
But it's another country's set of data.
They had the UK's health organization. They had their information up until a few months ago, and then they took it down. They had a contract with the UK Health Ministry, tracking, because their software was being used to track COVID and the results from vaccines. And they said that it was medical information, private, and they had to take the software down. The Ministry of Health did in UK. So they lost that contract. But that's good. They got one with the Ministry of Defense. You're saying, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good. They're keeping their ties open. But yeah, they're big for governments. They had a huge their software pulled off one of the biggest ivory smuggling rings in the world. They were smuggling like something crazy. Like I forget if it was I think it was 200,000 tons of ivory from Africa
Wow.
getting smuggled into China, and they use Palantir software to break up the smuggling ring. Yeah, I know that for a fact. And there's a lot of rumors that they use Palantir to track down Bin Laden. That the CIA used Palantir to track down Bin Laden. That's the software they used. Oh, we got someone's back from the bar. He is in the lobby currently. We'll bring him in. Make sure. You good to go?
Yeah, sorry. I had a errand I forgot that I had to do. Anyways, and I was not able to listen in while I was gone. So hopefully you covered a lot of great material while I was gone.
Yeah, we talked about a bunch of things. Just let me know, chat. Let me know if Tony's mic is real loud. I just turned it down a little bit, but it should be good now. Well, we were talking Pantheon. What were we talking about?
We were just discussing Palantir. You were educating me on what these guys do in a bit more detail.
Someone was asking about Palantir. Reza Soleimani here was
I'm
asking
gonna have to listen on replay because I can't figure out what they do.
You can't? Okay. A lot of people say that. It took a while for me to understand. I had to listen to Tom Nash explain it 3 different times, 3 different ways, and then someone else, Alex Karp, the CEO, was talking about what they do, and his definition was worse than the way that Tom Nash broke it down. Don't listen to Alex Karp's way of saying it. You'll never get what they do. Never. Tom Nash has the best breakdown I've heard of as far as what Palantir software actually does. The 3 different programs that they run that are government. But we were just saying that they had lost a contract with the Ministry of Health in the UK, but Pantheon was just looking online. They just signed a big contract with the Defense Department in the UK. So they're still getting their government contracts.
Would it be your strong contention if you buy at these prices at the current valuation? Clearly, it was overvalued in 2021. Would you think that around this price, maybe a little lower if the bear market continues, that in 5 years you would think that it's a safe buy?
Oh, I would say to look right now, if we got down to a $10 mark, I think it's no question about it, you could 5 times your money in the next 3 years. If they keep up with the commercial aspect of it, that's really where the money's at, right? Because you're gonna be getting paid every time that software is getting updated, anything that has to do with that. And once you get that software, apparently everyone that I've heard that uses it, from Boeing on down the line, has said that it just saves so much time and money because that software helps anticipate problems that could possibly come up based on historical evidence that it collects. So it's got a lot of AI built into it. But I think I mean, it was up to $30 last summer. Obviously, it was completely overblown. But to say that it can't be a $50 company by 2026, I think that's insane. I think that they won't be that high by then. If they keep on the projections they have right now, I'm sure Tony's looking up their financials as we speak.
Yes, I am.
I see him gleaning at the computer. Well, I don't know. What are they? What are they saying
still
right now?
pre-revenue. They're not positive earnings yet. So that's what they got to overcome.
Yeah. Yep. And they've been like that for 15 years, right? I mean, they've been in business a long time. Yeah. They've been out there a long time. Someone's saying Palantir earnings play, Walter. No, I don't play earnings. I mean, you know how it goes. We get the run up all the way. It's, buy the news. Sell reality. Go ahead, Tony.
Morningstar has fair value at $31. High uncertainty on that price, though.
Yeah. Yeah. What's not high uncertainty right now? Just curious on Morningstar. Anything?
We assign Palantir a narrow economic moat, primarily based on customer switching costs. It's expensive to switch once you're in bed with Palantir. and
Right.
secondarily strengthened with a network effect and intangible assets. Despite its lack of profitability today, we anticipate the company will rely on these moat sources to generate robust operating leverage and excess returns in the long run. So pretty good first paragraph from the analyst from Morningstar from back in November, right before everything started, having the rug pulled out from under it across all U.S. equities.
So I have a buddy from college whose girlfriend works for Boeing and they've used Palantir software where she works. I believe it's in Colorado or somewhere in New Mexico, but and has raved about their software as far as what it's done to help them with keeping up with parts and replacements on things. Like I said, she was saying the biggest thing was anticipating breakdowns and repairs and parts you're going to need and pre-ordering things that it's saving like, and this is something I read this part, 30%, they're saving about 30 to 33% of the time and money on repairs for their airplanes since they induced the software to Boeing. So it's got good feedback on everyone that's using it so far. There aren't a ton of companies. Like I said, mostly they have government contracts right now. But anytime you have a company like that that's got government contracts, usually that's a good that like they said, you're not going to change over your whole operating system for the Defense Department or the Pentagon or anything. So once you're locked in with that, you're locked in, right?
Yep. I owned it briefly in 2021, and it was in that period where it wasn't doing much, so I just sold it, opportunity cost. It was just not making me any money. I owned it in that one period where for a few months where it wasn't doing anything. So I'm glad I'm out of it now, and I've been interested in getting back in, but I didn't do a whole lot of deep dive, to be honest. When I bought it, it was mostly playing social sentiment, and of course I got in right as it was slowing down. So
Always. That's how
I'm
it
going to
goes.
take another hard look at it before I go back in. But I like where it's at now.
Yeah, yeah. I think that we're getting close to a fair price right now, honestly. Close. But they need to be they need to start making money, right?
There are so many companies right now, with this bear market. I think in general, so many companies where if you're looking out 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to thank yourself. Even if we have a little bit more bear market ahead of us, you're going to thank yourself in 5 years if you can stretch your mind as an investor, not a stock trader. If you're buying as an investor, you're going to thank yourself for buying in 2022, as painful as this year is going to be.
Yeah. Yep. And probably not going to let up anytime soon. Just don't even put that in the forecast. But if this thing pops off this year, man, it's just going to be the perfect blend of cash coming in and being able to put that into companies that have tremendous upside to them at these prices. I mean, it would just be the perfect storm for retail. God. Maggie says, "Good evening, guys." Good evening, Maggie. Mike says, Insanity coming. Someone saying, thumbs up on your proxy video, Tony. AA makes way too much, says Michael Ahero.
Thank you, Michael. One thing I'm going to be focusing on a lot in this coming week, so you guys can look forward to that, is trying to figure out on all these companies that are going down, when is the safe place to start buying in? Because there's been so many false bottoms, and then we just keep on going down on everything, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to be talking in this coming week, both in videos and a little bit in the live streams, about how to know from looking at the charts, when is it safe to step back in? Because there's a lot of people who say they know where the bottom is, but nobody really knows.
Not if we got months ahead of us. I would say we have not hit bottom yet. Mackie says, why haven't you received a proxy from Fidelity? I believe, Tony, you said you just got yours, right?
I looked on Friday. I did not have it. I looked today and it was there. So,
yep. Maggie, I don't have mine yet either. Pantheon, you say you have yours?
Not yet.
Yeah, so you're not the only one. You're not the only one, miss. End phase, yeah, end phase, right? Yeah. But literally, it could be the perfect storm. Just having all that cash available to be able to put wherever you'd like. Just stash it in the right places. Any word on Evergrande? Haven't heard that much on that lately. I haven't. You know what, Pantheon? Maybe you can speak to this, just because of all the communications over on maybe Blunt's boss's side over there. Any updates on Evergrande or Metzler?
Dr. Metzler put out a tweet recently. Let me take a look at it. Don't want to misquote the gentleman. Okay. So 3 days ago, between January and July 2021, HSBC increased its holdings of Evergrande bonds by 40%. Accordingly, one can imagine what a loss HSBC should actually have written off, with a total exposure to China of a full USD 100 billion. However, only 100 million US was written off. So there seems to be a lot of missing money from what they've actually put on there. I
Could it
don't believe that. Go ahead.
could it be that they're trying to buy them on a discount, expecting that they're somehow going to turn it around?
Evergrande? I don't think Evergrande's going to get turned around, in my
I
opinion.
don't either. I'm just like I'm trying to theorize, why would they be increasing their position?
It's cheap collateral, and it's not being adequate or properly rated as the junk bond status that it deserves at this point. So right now it's still cheap liquidity. But between January and July 2021, so I mean that was, the first half of last year.
Oh,
They,
okay. I thought you said the last 6 months. It was the first 6 months of 2021.
yeah, between January and July 2021, they increased
Oh,
their
okay.
holdings by 40%. But
Scratch what I said.
And then he also put on here, Credit Suisse predicts worst chip shortage the world has seen. According to Credit Suisse, after the Odessa takeover, the U.S. will be forced to accept Russian terms or shut down entire industries based on the collapse of chip manufacturing. It's got nothing to do with Evergrande. Those are Dr. Metzler's last two tweets that I've seen. And I don't believe there's an update on that, but I think I'm trying to remember. I think he said I think Boss said there was an update coming that he was going to be on top of.
I think about 75 to 80% of the world's neon comes out of Ukraine, the western part of Russia, eastern part of Ukraine. So chip shortages are going to be completely out of control coming up because of all that neon that they need to get out of that part of the world is not coming out right now. So that's an issue.
Lauren is saying most people think Tony Denaro is not on board with Boss Blunt's June 3rd theory. I don't know how most people would come to that assumption, because I've never really spoke on it. And we had a great talk with Boss Blunt's. Who was on that? Me, you, and was it Massalorian and myself, right?
Yeah, there's three of us. Yeah. Yeah, we had a good talk.
I thought he did a great presentation for June 3rd. I have not looked into it, so I have not commented.
Yep, and you guys know my stance. I don't know, Tony, were you here when I talked about the Project Veritas and the story?
No.
Glenn Greenwald. I told you about the whistleblower who went to Veritas and Glenn Greenwald and said that the White House had called Robin Hood, telling them to shut it down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Veritas finally got back to me to get in touch with Glenn Greenwald to find out some information about the whistleblower, to find out what they have for documentation, what they have for recordings, what it is exactly that they have. So they got back to me on Thursday. So I have something set up for them for Wednesday to speak to them again to find out exactly what it is that they could possibly help overturn. And also I explained to them that we might have information that would help them with this whistleblower to back up his claims on why that would have happened. I don't know if you heard the thing about Jen Psaki's brother and the LinkedIn account. I don't know if you heard any of that stuff from Citadel, but so there's a lot to get a hold of and find out. Supposedly they have screenshots of them taking down the post from LinkedIn of Psaki working at Citadel. It's not there anymore, and someone has the screenshots to show it was there.
Psaki used to work at Citadel. Jen Psaki or her brother?
Her brother.
Okay.
Her brother or whatever the guy, Jeffrey Psaki. But I don't know if anyone's identified that it's the same Saki. But then they haven't been able to find her brother's LinkedIn, so it's kind of weird. That came down, and then his LinkedIn disappeared. So who knows? But
Way
yeah,
back,
so
way back
Veritas finally
machine.
reached back. What's that?
Use the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, that's what we need, the Wayback Machine, right? Walter says, do you guys know with any kind of certainty if the BBIG dividend split will make all the short positions have to close? On BBIG, right?
With 100%, I never say anything with 100% certainty. It seems likely based on the way we understand it. And as we were discussing it an hour or so ago, that it seems like they might have to close them, but I don't ever put anything past Wall Street coming up with tricks on ways to get around stuff. So I don't ever say 100% on anything.
Yeah, Walter, I didn't mean 100%. Pantheon, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I'm with Tony. They cannot create synthetic shares to accommodate this dividend split. So if you have 10 shares of BBIG, you get 1 share of Kryptide, and they can't just so basically, I forget the numbers, but if it was 100 million shares, there'd be 10 million shares of Kryptide. I forget the numbers; it doesn't matter. But like if it was 10 million shares, they wouldn't be able to then just make 30 million more shares to just accommodate all the synthetics that are out there. So you would have potentially a bunch of shareholders who don't get any Kryptide shares that are going to be raising holy hell, and you can't create synthetics of Kryptide to cover that, as far as I'm aware. So it stands to reason that something should have to happen there before the 27th.
We
But I guess
shouldn't have to be guessing on stuff like this. So there's spinoffs in Wall Street all the time, and almost every stock has some short interest on it. So I mean, someone who has time and wants to do some sleuthing, go look at any company that's done a spinoff in the last 2 years and look back and see what the short interest was at that time, and did it change? We're not dealing in a vacuum of information. I just have not had the time to go look into all that stuff. That all the data is out there. We can get the answers and make a more reasonable answer, I think, if someone has the time to go dig into it.
Truth. John Diamond asks, if a movie makes $1 billion in sales, how much goes to AMC? How much goes to the studio? So, John Diamond, it depends. First of all, it depends on the timing. The studio gets less as time goes on, and the theater gets more. So, for example, in the first week, Doctor Strange this weekend, it might be split 70-30. So 70% is going to the production company and 30% is going to the theater. But as time goes on, that percentage becomes more and more for the theater and less for the production company. So you'll see that number start to dwindle, and AMC actually gets more as time goes on, which is why at the beginning of the video we were talking about the second week of getting legs or keeping up. Doctor Strange keeping up on the second weekend, trying to hit better numbers than dropping off that 75-85%. That death kill in the second weekend. So hopefully we rise above that. But yeah, that goes up over time. AMC, the longer it stays in the theater, the more the theater makes. Shorter, more the production company makes. Just
But
as a basic bare bones.
like MC Prosperity is saying, the real money for a theater comes in concessions.
Concessions.
I mean, ticket sales are an afterthought. That
Right.
pays the utility bills.
Yeah, pretty much. Think about it.
Concessions makes the revenue.
Yeah, yesterday I went to the movies and spent more on my concessions than the ticket. Yeah, cost me more for popcorn and soda. Yep. MC. Yeah, sorry, I missed your comment, MC, but I did see that. Yes, the concessions are where the money is at, of course. But that's what's good about some of these Marvel movies and these other movies that have big drawings. They stay in the theaters longer, and AMC is able to not recoup, but to rake in more money. So when it's a good movie that stays in for 2 months, like Batman and Doctor Strange probably will, or Spider-Man, AMC is just gonna see more and more profit. Let's see. Angelina says, thanks, Gino Tafido on the 401k transfer. Maxi, Remember, you don't have the real report data because data is private. You have some numbers someone wants you to believe. That's right. Your neighbor's dog. Good evening. That's what I'm saying. Al is trying to create bag holders, and Lou's trying to get us to sell earlier. These two boys just can't get along, huh? Lou and Al. I know they talk to each other more than they lead on, but their messages are totally opposite.
They're
Yeah,
definitely talking. I mean, I think they have each other's phone numbers. And once Lou got approval from the higher ups to go on vacation, they brought Al back in because they
yeah,
were
to
worried.
cover
They were worried Lou wasn't going to have internet service. We need to get Al back in here.
just in
So
case something happened
yeah,
in Dominican if the internet went down.
so that was all planned.
Yeah, none of this is coincidental. Trust us.
Just
Do you
yeah,
think
if you don't believe me, go ask some guy on the street.
Yeah,
The
trust me,
word on the
bro.
street is this was all planned.
Trust me, bro. Do you think people really believe Jen Psaki when she says gas prices are high because of Russia? I think some people do believe that. Some people, probably people that don't drive, probably believe that.
Do you believe it though?
I do not. I do not. I think inflation was well on its way to 30% before Vladimir Putin entered the scene. Craig Stewart says, when you go see Doctor Strange today, and I have never seen the parking lot in theater was so crowded, the movie was great. Yeah, my theater was packed every movie. The only seats they had were the back row where there was handicap seats in between and the very front row. Every movie, and there was, I don't know, 20 showings at my theater, was pretty much packed. I don't know about you guys.
I was looking at Top Gun, and it's already sold out here in my area. Almost sold out. Any good seat except the front row, pretty much sold out for opening weekend, and that's 2 weeks away.
Is Austin getting one of the special screenings?
We have you can get a screening on the 24th, which is a Wednesday or Tuesday, for $22 a ticket, and it was almost completely sold out. I was going to do that just to come here first and tell you guys I saw the movie, but then my common sense got a hold of me because I've got A-List and I can see it for free the next day.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, A-List is not available for the screening on the 24th. So we're seeing it on the 25th, and there were like 2 seats left in the back row.
Do you guys know, and Pantheon, feel free to answer this too. Do you guys know, are they charging service fees if you're using crypto to pay for your ticket?
If you're using crypto, I don't know.
Did you pay a service fee to get your tickets the other day? No, because you're a Stubbs A+ member, right? Premier member?
Yeah, I haven't used crypto, and with Premier and A-List, I don't pay any online booking fees or service fees. So
Okay,
it's
so if
totally
you
worth it, guys. If you go see a couple movies a month, Premier is definitely worth it. A-List, if you go see 3 or 4 movies a month, totally worth it. And you might even go see more once you have A-List. What do you get? 3 free a week or something like that?
I believe it's 3, yeah. Up to 3 movies a week, right?
I put it off going to A-List for a long time because I just don't have time to see 3 movies a week. But now we got the summer blockbuster season coming up. I'm gonna put that to use.
Yep. They I noticed that yesterday that they charged me a $1.99 convenience fee because I don't have that. That's only $2, and I didn't mind paying it because it's going to AMC, right? But and I was actually okay with it. Normally, I would have been like, how do I get out of this? But for AMC, it's fine. But yeah, that's something I never really thought about taking in consideration about those service fees coming in. It's only $2 per ticket, depending if you don't have that membership. You're paying that before you go in. So,
And like when we went to go see Doctor Strange, it was 11 a.m. on the first day, 11 a.m. on a Friday. You would not think that theaters would be crowded, right? The concessions line had 20 something people in it. I put a photo up on my Twitter, and it was so nice just to go into the A-List Premier line where there was nobody. And I stood there and they called me right up. Next, sir, you over there, hot shot in the A-List line. And everybody, I could just feel their laser eyes burning in the back of my head as I ordered our pizza and popcorn. What else do we get? Fried macaroni and cheese. I had $25 in worth of points saved up from Premier.
Oh, nice.
Another benefit, every X amount of dollars you spend, they give you $5 back. So we got almost all of our food free. And I would highly recommend, if you like going to see movies, just spending the couple extra bucks at least for Premiere.
Yeah. It's a good idea. MC, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate you. I was gonna say, damn it, always do this. I don't know what I was gonna say. Pantheon, you haven't spoken in a while. That's what I was gonna
I'm here.
say.
Well, yeah, I couldn't comment on the crypto thing, so I.
Oh, right. That money coming in though, and Tony was saying about the subs membership. It is a good thing, I guess, if we're gonna be doing Investor Connect, to be hooked into that, especially with the summer blockbuster coming. You're right. Even just the rest of the year, I mean, there's probably like 10 movies I want to see, right? So why not just go ahead and get it? I'm gonna spend that every time I get a ticket. It's gonna be $2 over the next 10 tickets. That's another movie.
It's literally the A-list. I mean, the Stubbs Premiere probably cut my expenses by like 40%. It pays for itself if you go see
Right.
a couple movies a month.
Yeah, that's it, right? I had the same issue. I went in, sat down, and then I went out about 20 minutes into the movie to get concessions because the line was packed. And the second time I went out, it was still packed. I hadn't moved at all. So I went back, sat down on my seat, and then I ordered on my phone through the Stubs, through the app. So then when I walked up, it said it'd be ready in 20 minutes. I walked up, they had my popcorn drink right there ready for me to go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just if you are in a line, go to your Stubs on your app, and you can just order your food right from your seat and then go walk out and pick it up. It gives you a text when it's ready. So just a heads up on that. Someone's talking about Elon's tweets here. Elon Musk tweet related Russian threats on his life over sending Starlink terminals in support of Ukraine. Yeah, I saw that. This is the guy who's a right-wing extremist, right? 24 The Money says, the free NFT that AMC issued, are there any being sold on secondary market at a high price, or is hype worn off? 24 The Money. I would think that hype is going to be on until we squeeze. I would say after we squeeze, the hype might have worn off. Until then, that's very much an alive NFT. You guys have anything to comment on that?
My only NFTs are from AMC. I'm going to just hang on to them just for the fun of it. I mean, if I could sell them for a couple $1,000, I might consider it, but I don't know. Yes, some people were selling NFTs for a high profit when they first started coming out. I haven't been following it, or I also have not heard any news since that first week when they first started coming out and people were reselling them.
Yeah, the Spider-Man ones went pretty hot right off the bat, and then some of the AMC ones I think were like $20-$30. I saw some people selling them at, but I haven't checked recently.
You never know if AMC does MOAS, how much that I own AMC NFT could be worth to somebody in the future.
Depending
Somebody's
on which one you have. Yeah.
How did we afford this island, Grandpa? Well,
Ape Island.
Yeah.
Uncle Richie, how did we get to Ape Island?
Just for a memento, I'm going to buy that AMC NFT so I could relive Grandpa's glory days.
Oh, God. Pam, welcome back. We're glad you are back. Yes, we're still on. Tony's back. We got a full crowd in here. It's 2 for the money. What did I say? Oh, I said 20 for the money. My bad. Sorry. 2 for the money. I'm sorry. My apologies. Patrick Stewart says, Craig Stewart. Sorry. Patrick Stewart is
the actor.
Dr. X. Yeah. You three guys are true of truth. No, thank you very much, Craig. Thank you. Let's see. MC Press Pad is the only one you have. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people didn't get the Spider-Man ones. Some people didn't get what were the other ones? Spider-Man was the big one, and then
Batman.
there was Batman, yeah, and then the moon
Matrix
movie. Matrix.
Yep.
And Moonfall, right?
That's right.
Someone said I'm voting no on Pam Island. Okay. Oh no, Pam said Pam Island. Someone said I'm voting no on AMC executive raise. Oh yeah, Mike says he's. Yeah, I don't think they need any more. Are they asking for a raise in the next? They're not asking for a raise.
When you guys are done with this live stream, go watch my video I just dropped on the AMC proxy, and I go in depth on the pay and some comparisons to peers. And I think you'll also be surprised how much Adam Aaron is making in comparison to the median employee at AMC.
Oh, you just dropped that while we were on, right?
Yeah, it just went live, so you can watch it after this live is done.
Okay.
He has a history of that, actually. I did the history of AMC breakdown, and in one of his, let me just pull this up real quick. In one of his previous lives, Vail Resorts, he was making more money as the CEO of Vail Resorts than anyone else in that industry.
When Adam Aaron was the CEO?
Yeah.
Let's see. The funny thing in that proxy statement, I mean, it's 40 pages long. Over 20 of them are justification for the pay increases for the executives. And if you read the wording, it's a non-binding advisory vote. What the F are we even voting on then? And why are you wasting 20 pages to justify it if it's non-binding? I mean, I hope you guys watch the video because it's going to be eye-opening if you haven't been reading through this document, the surprises that are waiting for you.
How many pages is total?
Over 40. I have it here. And you don't need, trust me, you don't need to read all 40. I go through the highlights for you in 9 minutes.
Tony,
40, 60 pages. It's 61 pages.
61? Jeez. Oh my God. Okay. That's a lot. Didn't CSI do it too? Did he do a video on the proxy?
I don't know.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did? Okay. All right. Is it basically saying the same thing? Is he onto the same track as Tony?
I haven't watched CSI's video. I'm just aware that he put one out on it, and I'm going to watch Tony's as soon as we're done.
Okay.
I was getting hammered. I was getting hammered on DMs and Discord. People asking me, "What are you going to do? What should we do? How should we vote?" So, and since I got my proxy today, it was timely for me to go ahead and just knock that out. As I read through it, I said, "There's enough meat in here to make a video."
By the way, sorry. Can it be asked, where is the share count on the proxy? Tony, where is your share count?
First page.
Okay. First page.
The proxy is a generic document, but I got a proxy notice from Fidelity that says how many votes I have.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
To me, it does. I hope so to you too, can it be? Clark says, you guys would do a much better job of running our country than the current administration we have. The three of us, I don't know. You might not want to live in that country, Clark.
We would piss off a lot of people.
Yeah.
As long as we could hire AMC Biggums as the press secretary. My God, those would be legendary.
And Boss Blunt's is going to be in charge of our legalization of pot.
Yeah.
Which we need. The Secretary of Legalization.
Yeah, we need to get that legalized and get Sundown moving in the right direction. Angelina says, I agree with Clark. Excuse me. No problem, can it be? No problem. Let's see. Diaz taking off. Diaz, have a good night. Can you do a count on proxy vote per 100 shares? Yeah, I don't see why not, right?
You get to vote for any share that you own. If you own one share, you get one vote. If I don't know if I'm understand the question.
I don't know. I'm thinking
unless you have a borrowed share
or fractional.
Yeah, if you have a fractional, but I'm saying if you have a share that belongs to someone else, you might not get the vote for it. Pantheon, who is it that gets the vote The original owner of the share or the person who borrowed it?
I believe it's the original owner.
I think that is correct too.
Okay. Well, that settles that.
Which is why I think not all of my shares, they're not letting me vote on all of them. But I will get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll figure out what's going on. Liz is saying, got you covered, Diaz. Are we in favor? Maggie asks, are you guys in favor of putting an ape on the board?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to find the ape. Who's the ape?
I'm all for it. The problem is, as soon as they get on the board, they're going to be silenced.
Yeah.
I mean, because of for legal reasons, they're gonna paperwork them out the ass and say you can't back channel anything.
It's right now. It's supposed to be one vote per share, correct?
It is
Yeah.
1 vote per share. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Baldy, it's 1 vote per share, not 10. Diaz says, thank you. Hey, thank you, Diaz. Boston
Hi,
Biggins
Diaz.
would run the conspiracy theorists. Yeah, Pam's going to take over. Awesome. Thank you, Pam. Agree with Clark, says Ace vs. Wall Street. Great video, Tony, says Dyer Archpriest.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All the other earnings, Local Urban says all the other earnings have been great and usually the stock drops. What can we expect tomorrow? Probably more of the same, Local Urban. Don't be freaked out tomorrow. We talked about last quarter that this quarter was not going to be the same as Q4 2021. Tony talked about that. I know Pantheon has. I have as well. We knew these numbers weren't going to be as high as Q4 2021. And I think Q2 and Q3 will be better than Q1. It's probably going to be our worst quarter.
And
So
be ready for Motley Fool and all those ridiculous websites to be ready to put out a lengthy article literally 60 seconds after the words have exited the AMC.
I'm going to tell you what the headline says right now. AMC earnings fall 50% from previous quarter.
Right.
Well, duh. I mean, that's why it was important for me to get the video out. You guys got to know that it's already going to be worse than last quarter, and that was totally expected. But of course, they're going to spin it in the most scary way they can.
Yeah.
Bastards. I guarantee you, we're going to see that headline tomorrow.
Maxie says, Mass, I think we need to talk. All right, Maxie. Send me an email. If you get, I know, if we need to have a talk, DM me.
This never ends well, Massalorian.
No, never. No, never. I just had some guy show up at my damn door 10 minutes ago.
It's not your fault. It's mine. It's not you. It's not you. It's me.
It's not you. It's me.
Can we talk?
Steven says, I transferred all of my shares from Robinhood, but so far I still see 59 shares in my account, and my buying power is at 2,500 from Robinhood. But so far I still see.
Load the boat.
Yeah, I don't know. Where'd you transfer from, Steven? Too? Are you on Fidelity now? Mike says Motley Fools. Gonna be the fun FUD candy for for the fool. Carl J says, good evening, Carl J. Krishna, hope you had a great vacation. Gary's in Australia. Gary the Gorilla. Local Urban says, yes, I can already imagine all the shows tomorrow. Oh yeah, they'll be out in force tomorrow. For sure.
I'm expecting Iron Man's talking about compared to Q1 2021. I think we'll see a 50 to 70% improvement over Q1 from a year ago.
That sounds about right. Yeah. I think we did 4 times the numbers. So that sounds about right. Your neighbor's dog says, so what's the latest opinion on DRSing your shares using the log to float? Your neighbor's dog, I am not. I don't know. Have you guys DRS your shares? I have not. No. Pantheon?
I'm fine with anybody that wants to do it. Hey, knock yourself out. It's not going to hurt anything. It could help, but I want the ability to sell on the second and minute of my choosing, not be stuck in some process where I got to call them or email them or fill out a form and then wait for them to submit it over to their broker and transfer it back into street name. Too much.
Yeah, too much.
The price will change $1,000 while you're waiting for all that shit to happen.
Yeah, right. Hey guys, if crypto is tanking and maybe dropping down to 33K, we're $600 away from that right now, Lupe. Good evening, by the way. Does that mean we're closer to a market crash? Not at 33, but if we fall through there, look out below.
Sub 29, look out below.
Yeah. Yep. Ape First Wall Street still waiting on his proxy. So am I. So am I. You're not the only one, bro. Let's see. Pam says hit like for Massalorian and Tony. Thank you, Pam. Justice for All, good evening. He said he's voted on Fidelity. Okay, so mine should be coming soon, I'm sure. Liz didn't direct her shares either. Sounds shady. Thanks, Tony. Market crash Monday, says AMC Panda. Jesus.
Can you
New
put
manga.
New Miga's up? New Miga's comment.
Which New Miga? Is there any percentage? That one?
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, New Miga.
Thank you for that, New Miga. So is there any percentage? I'm looking at numbers, right? The average, what did I say in my video? The average earnings per share from the analyst was negative 60 something cents. So if we do better than that,
80 and 60, right? 82 and 62.
If we do better than that, then theoretically we won't have the rug pulled out from under us, but blowout numbers would be something, a loss better than negative 35 cents or 36 cents. I don't think we're going to do that good. I don't think we're going to beat every single analyst's expectation, but I will remain hopeful. I'm just being realistic with you guys.
And Tony, something, sorry, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Something Mass and I talked about while you were away was they hired the new head of the popcorn division, started in February. So this quarter will show some expenses of building up that popcorn brand without any real revenue coming in from it. So that's an additional piece of cost that we'll see this quarter, that maybe not a lot of money, but there will be some money in some of these ventures they're moving into that we'll start seeing on the balance sheet. So that's something people have to keep in mind too.
The other thing, offsetting and a plus that maybe not everybody's thinking about is they've been increasing prices also from last year, ticket prices, concession prices. So
yeah,
even though box office numbers might be the same, I think there's a little juice on the profit side from that. Hopefully enough to overcome whatever startup costs you're worried about with popcorn.
And that type of, oh my God, I'm really getting tired right now. I just completely blew my thought. Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Grandpa Barney says all his shares are available to vote. Good.
Yeah, I saw a couple people in the chat with Fidelity saying that they have received everything yet. So I guess and Tony just got his, so I'm not that shocked. And that was from Fidelity, right, Tony?
I just got mine and I was 108 shares short.
So what are you gonna contact them tomorrow?
I'm gonna call them, record it, and if it's interesting, I'll put it up on a video.
Yeah, for sure. Abe says you need some weed. I don't know if that's gonna help, Apes.
It's getting late here. Massalorian's brain farting, and it's 11 o'clock. I have not eaten dinner yet, and Scarlett's complaining in the other room. So
yeah, no, I gotta be up in 5 hours.
I'm gonna pack it up and say thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't have been here for the entire time. That proxy vote video took a little longer to upload than I thought, but thank you for having me on. Thanks to everybody in the chat for supporting Massalorian and Pantheon. And I love you guys. I love everybody in the audience. I'll be live streaming. Okay. And I forgot to address, Pantheon emailed me and said, hey, your new Tony Denaro live channel has been suspended due to violation of YouTube and Google's terms of service. I have no idea what that is about. I've contacted support at YouTube. I had one video up on that channel announcing what it was for. And I think the algorithm, their fraud algorithm probably said, well, there's only been 100 people watch this video and 500 people have signed up for the channel. How's that even possible? So I think it was probably just a housekeeping mistake on YouTube side. There's plenty of people that have 2 channels, like Meet Kevin just decided to do Meet Kevin Live. So I did not violate any terms of service, and maybe they'll get it straightened out by tomorrow morning and that channel will be back up. But if not, I'll be live on my regular channel while I'm waiting for them to straighten it out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, Tony, for coming by and volunteering your time to answer some questions. Appreciate you, man.
Thank
My
you, Tony.
pleasure as always. Pantheon, have a good night. Massalorian, we'll check you later.
Good
You
night,
too,
buddy.
Tony. Thanks.
Okay, so we will downsize Tony. We will switch like this.
So you got to be up in 5 hours.
Yeah, sucks, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's not so what I'm doing during the day right now is not full time. It's just under the table money. Just working, doing labor. So I'm just picking up as I go along. I'm just trying to be honest with you, I'm just trying to stick as much cash as I can away right now
Yep.
because of everything that's going on. I'm not turning down any money. If someone's gonna offer me money to go work, I'm not gonna stick my nose up at it right now. As long as they don't want me to take if I don't need a vaccine, I will. I have no problem with working. You know, I've been working my whole life, so it's not like it's any big deal to me. It's just trying to balance this with the YouTube and working and getting a schedule set up. And I don't know if I told you or not about trying to bartend one night a week. Like the whole thing is just getting nuts. So yeah, salute to all you guys. Thank you so much. And I think I'm gonna stay on for another 15 minutes. I'll stay on until 12:30 with Pantheon. But I do gotta get up at 12:30. I'm probably gonna sign off. Lupe, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for keeping the lights on. And I appreciate you very much. Yeah, man, that's tonight was actually a really good stream. We got a lot of info, I think. We talked about a lot. We touched on a lot of issues.
Yeah, and I haven't done one of these in quite some time, so it was nice.
Yeah, I want to say it's been like maybe 2 weeks. Yesterday was the last time that we streamed. I think it's been over 2 weeks. I know that for sure.
Yep.
100%. 100%. I see CSI's in the chat. CSI, what's up, buddy?
Hi, CSI.
How are you tonight? How are you tonight? The struggle is real, Mass. You aren't alone. I know, bro. It's a real struggle. Trust me. Trust me. I've had a couple things from my old credit card that I disabled, and a couple things came up that they didn't get charged to my account. They were like telling me like, "Hey, you just lost this because your credit card payment didn't go through." The struggle is real. It's legit. I never thought we were gonna take this long to squeeze this bitch. I really didn't. I
Yeah.
really didn't. Archduke Ferdinand says stream shirtless. That's for Pantheon. I don't do that. The ladies like when Pantheon's shirtless.
I might be shirtless right now.
That's right. You guys wouldn't even know. Guys wouldn't even know. Opinionated assholes. Good evening. Door dashing to make extra money. Yeah, man. Exactly. We gotta do what we gotta do. There's no you right now. You gotta just suck it up because the economy is looking worse and worse as the days go by. So I'm not turning my nose up to any money from anyone.
Nope. I respect the hustle.
You got to, man. You got to. And it's like, you know, it sucks. You wish you could spend more time doing this because I enjoy doing this. I like interacting with everyone and not just the creators, but, you know, everyone in the chat. I mean, I get to talk to every person tonight pretty much in the chat. I mean, if you put up a message, more than likely we're going to get a chance to speak. So I like it. I like it. I said what's up to CSI, right? Kersha, good evening. The whole time I was wondering why I see 2 chats. Oh, yeah, because both of us put it on. Yeah. Pantheon, did you put it on your channel?
Nope, I've never done that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I sent it out early tonight so that people could start doing that because I always forget to do that. I forgot to do it to myself Thursday night. I forgot to put it on my own channel.
No,
Tony.
when you're kind enough to invite me on your show, I feel like everyone can just come to your channel.
Yeah, but I don't mind if you put it on. You know that, right? Of course. I don't.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
I know you're chill with that. I'm more than happy to. Yeah. If it's
We
on your
like someone asked me earlier today, don't you guys do really good on live streams? Yeah, we do really well. It's really good. Amazing. The money's out of control.
No.
Mike says thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to explain earlier, like, some of all of us, right? Me, you, and Tony. Some
Mhm.
videos can't even get sometimes 800 views, and then you'll have another video the next day that comes out and has 4,000. You just But with us, it's so up in the air. Like, there's no consistency for some reason. At least with me, I don't know.
Yeah, you've sort of hit that nice realm with your videos. You're getting about 3 to 4,000, I think, pretty much consistently on the videos you drop.
Like 2 to 4 is more like it, but it's like between 2 and 4 every time. But then sometimes it'll be a little lower. But it's never. I mean, I never have a 20 or a 15 or even a 10. Like never double digits. I think I have one video with double digits views. One.
Like part of the problem is if for any reason YouTube wants to demonetize the video or call it what's the term they call it? Um, they're not going to play ads on it, whatever they call that.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not gonna
Yeah.
play ads on
So
it. Yeah, I know what
whatever
you're
the
talking
term
about.
is,
I know what you're
yeah,
talking about. Whatever the term
the
is, yeah.
limited ad suitability or something like that.
Yes,
Like
that's it.
the problem is, and guys, like we're okay for this live stream here. I bet you you're probably going to pull in $8. I'm not kidding. That's
No,
probably that's
yeah, because I'm gonna have to request a review, right? So that won't
yep.
go through till tomorrow morning. So whatever views we get tonight, I won't actually get ads on until tomorrow at some point because it's gonna have to get reviewed.
And that's the thing I want to kind of just explain to people. Like this live stream tonight, Mass is probably going to pull in $8. Like I'm not kidding you guys. That's how much you make on a live stream, and that's with people watching it after the fact. But if you get the limited ad suitability claim, then by the time they review that, which could take up to 7 days, most of the views have already gone through anyways, right? So you go from $8 to like $2. This is not a moneymaker venture unless you're getting 20, 30, 40,000, views on a live stream or a video. But an interesting thing of me, I just did that GI Joe video. I put
Mhm.
that one out,
Yep.
and interestingly enough, it got flagged. Somebody put me up for misinformation. They actually claimed that my video was misinformation because Cobra Commander has actually not taken over the Fed.
Shut up.
And so I had to put that up for review. And by the time the review came, like all the views had already taken place. But they were interestingly enough, they let me know who actually put in which YouTuber actually put in the claim against my video for misinformation.
No.
Yep, I actually know exactly who it is in an email from YouTube.
Shut up.
Now that's all
No
we're gonna do.
way.
That's as far as I'm gonna take the story tonight because I'm not looking to start a war with anybody.
Oh, you'll have to
But
say that for Pantheon Radio in the next episode.
I'm just gonna say if that person is watching tonight, I know who did it from the email from YouTube. And I'd like to ask you, please don't do that to anybody else again. And I'll leave it at that, my friend.
CSI saying the same thing. You always get limited. Yeah,
Yeah.
CSI, you gotta put that request review in, right? And then it takes like so. It happened to me Friday night. Immediately, no monetization. So I put the request review in immediately. 8:26 Saturday morning was when I got the request verified. At that point, more than half the views had already come through. 1,800 out of 2,600.
Yep.
There's more. It's more than 50%. It's crazy. If Robinhood, yeah, common sense. It's probably I don't know. Well, I don't know why. I know a lot of people said that they thought because originally you were smoking, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I have no idea. No idea.
And for the record, it was not CSI, just in case anyone. No,
Oh
it
no, I
wasn't.
wasn't saying that. Oh
No,
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 I
no.
wasn't
I
saying
know,
that.
but I'm just saying that for anyone because he is in the
Oh,
chat, and I just wanted it wasn't Apes versus
yeah,
Wall
no.
Street, and it wasn't CSI. I'm just making that clear to everyone. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
leave it
sure
at
it's
that.
known in our chat right now.
No,
And New Manga, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Dr. Kremet says 6 hours, just trying to lighten things up. Somebody's making jokes. Somebody's making jokes.
jokes
In
are good.
case Massalorian doesn't want you. What's that, Pantheon?
Sorry, I said jokes are good.
Oh, yeah, jokes are good. Jokes are good. Keep it light. Keep it light is good. CSI says, I'll teach y'all how to increase views. Yeah, please tell me. Please tell me.
CSI's got a separate channel, teaching people how to set up YouTube channels and make the maximum use out of them. Have you seen those?
Oh, CSI has a second channel where he's teaching
Yeah.
people how to do YouTube channel? No, I didn't
Now,
know that.
CSI, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you have a separate channel guiding people on how to build YouTube channels, I believe. Not on the CSI channel. There's a separate one. He'll correct me if
Okay.
I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah.
Right. That sounds good. Pantheon, can you catch us for 2 minutes? I'm just gonna grab
Yeah,
another drink from my
sure.
fridge. Okay, be right back.
Let's do it. Let's see. Mr. Clark Barwick, how are you tonight, Clark and Julie? Pantheon, if you heard anything about Robinhood coming out with some new thing that's going to screw retail even more. No, I haven't, but I will certainly take a note of that and look into that. If there's something out there about it, I'm sure it's on the think tank. So I'll go take a look and see what they've got there. And if you're not a member of the think tank, Clark Barwick, I think that's a free Discord, I think is worth giving some consideration to. That place has the best information. Like, where else do you get 3,500 people contributing in a Discord of all the latest and greatest information? Hey, you got a hot mic, Mr. Mass. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, let's see. What else have we got here to hit? CSI and Brenda, love our community couple. Yeah. So I noticed that too. Somebody had commented to me on that CSI and Brenda had gotten together, and then I see them on videos. So look at that. It's worlds coming together.
In person, are they doing videos together in the studio? Live?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
No, like, my understanding is they're a couple.
Oh, they're like together?
Yeah, Brenda Queen of Swords and Common Sense Investor are on camera together in his place, and they are that an AMC love connection has taken place, like on
So it's
Survivor, when two contestants of Survivor end up actually getting together in real life. We've had that moment on this chat on this play.
wow.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Congratulations to you two silly kids. That's nuts.
yeah.
That's
See, Pam
good.
Pam confirms it. They are a couple. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, right? I mean
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not, yeah, I'm being serious. Yeah. If you can find love through YouTube, I mean, hey. Maxie, I use this just to keep my teeth clean because it's the only time they get cleaned. Let's see. I thought mass can take. No, I did not. Will I continue to do live streams and videos after the MOAS? Pantheon, are you going to still do that after
I
MOAS?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I've talked about it a bit on my channel previously. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to have a channel that discusses stock market or finances.
Yeah.
I'm doing this to help people right now, and it's something that I am interested in and I do enjoy. But I'm not going to do this afterwards. If people want to talk about nostalgia, MCU, DC movies, sports, I don't know. If you want to just shoot the breeze on stuff, hell yeah, I'd be up for something.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what the format would be, and Pantheon Radio, I don't know what I would talk about. So I'd be interested to talk to some people about it. But it is fun to do. You, though, absolutely need to continue after the MOAS with your channel
Yeah. With my tendies, I can actually make a studio.
and move
That's the whole
into,
thing, though. I need the MOAS.
well, all of us, yes. But after the
Yeah.
MOAS, you could really do some investigative journalism,
Oh,
on-site
yeah.
reporting. I'm really looking forward to seeing you evolve your channel into that after the MOAS.
Oh, yeah, I'm hoping that will free me up and give me a lot of time to be able to travel and go get stories. Yeah. That's the whole thing, right? That would totally free me up. I saw some awesome thing the other day. It was, you attach it to a laptop, right? So, picture a laptop in front of you. You slide this thing onto the back of the laptop. So, you open your laptop up, you slide this thing onto the back of it, and then 2 screens fold out. So, you actually have triple screens. You get a screen here, and your laptop screen. So, you can sit and do editing, but you can do it without having to take, 2 big computers and, all the monitors and everything, and the tower. It's just clicks right into your laptop. 2 things flop open, and you got 3 different screens. You could do live streams on it. You could run chats with OBS Studios. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm like, I gotta get one of those. I gotta find out how much they are. Liz says just to stay in touch with each other. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be talking to Pantheon and Tony so we're gray and old.
Oh yes, you're not getting rid of me that easy.
Yeah. We're gonna be bound at the hip for a while. Looking forward to Master Project Veritas. Oh god, that'd be a dream job.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully we can get some information and I can put an application in. Because I guess they're always hiring according to their website. Hi, Tony and P. Finally got a chance to drop it on your streaming. Any projections from either of you regarding AMC of the next 30 days, remainder of the year? P2, do you want to talk about that? Do you want to discuss that, Pantheon, at all?
The way I discuss it these days is by going through the dates in order as I did earlier in the stream. I didn't write down the minute marker. I could just direct you to that. So I'm not going to make predictions on prices or dates. I am going to say there is a lot of very interesting things taking place between right now, May 8th, and July 11th. There's a lot of very, very interesting things all happening in a similar time frame. And if you lay it out in a timeline and take a look at it and step back and start asking yourself the question, how do these pieces tie together? There is a thesis that can be made about it. So I'm very interested in what life will hold for the next, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks. Very interested. I'll leave it at that.
Yep. Touche. And Jeffrey is asking for Pantheon sports topics. That's what he wants.
Oh, Jeffrey, yes, I did get your email, and I already listened to the song, and I already responded back to Stacia. Yeah,
There you go.
don't worry.
There you go.
It was a question he had earlier, and yeah, so that'll be good.
Opinionated assholes love you, bro. Thank you. Don't forget about Six Sun, fellow apes. Yes, sir. Jeffrey says, Harry Parrot, I feel like the video showing people you're voting against things are fuddish. Against things is fuddish.
Well,
Okay.
there's some people putting out. My understanding, I haven't watched any of them yet. My understanding is there's people putting out videos on the proxy who are going over what it is and then telling people how they're going to vote. And some people have responded by saying, can you just put out the information and leave it at that because you're influencing people? Now, I haven't watched anyone's videos to say whether or not I agree with that. Jeffrey's a smart guy. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I watch. I'll watch CSI's and I'll watch Tony's and I'll watch everybody's that put them out for before earnings tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that now before while I'm lying in bed trying to fall asleep. Probably shouldn't have much trouble doing that though. Hopefully. All right. I am going to try to get to sleep. It's 12:30, so we just did the 3.5 hour mark, which is just about like where I like to end it. 3.5, 4 hours. But I will be back. Let's see. Probably Tuesday night this week. I know I have Tuesday and Wednesday off as of right now. So one of those 2 nights definitely will be back to a live stream. Pantheon, what's your schedule looking like this week? Anything?
I'm not working right now, man. I'm chilling at home. So
All right. Sounds
I've
good.
got nothing but time.
All right. Sounds good, my friend. So maybe we can get together and do a live stream later this week for a little bit.
Sure.
Maybe we can go more into depth about Strange and some other theories that maybe I just want to understand the lore a little more about what's going on so I can follow the damn story.
I'm not going to lie. I've got notes that I wrote for tonight, and then it sort of felt like it's only a couple of days since the premiere. So if it's a little bit later, I'd be happy to go into some, spoiler details on the movie that help make it make sense for some people who may not have seen everything leading up to it. But
yeah,
but
it's like
I don't want people to hear the details and then feel like they don't have to watch it. I mean, you really should watch it. Support AMC theaters, and it's a really good movie too.
yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? Support the theater, support our company. Yeah, definitely. Even if it's not till next weekend, and we wait till next weekend so that people get a chance to see it, so then we can just go full spoiler free, which would be cool. And hopefully we'll get to do that the rest of the year with this. All the Marvel movies that come out, we'll be able to do either every other weekend or however we do it. We'll figure it out, right?
Sure.
But something definitely we can do in the future. All right, guys. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who stopped by tonight and got in the chat. Thank you to the mods, Diaz, who stopped by tonight. Liz, who stopped by tonight, and Pam, thank you guys so much. Actually, Maxie was here too. Thank you. And then Tony for coming on, Pantheon for coming on. Appreciate both you guys. Pantheon, do you have anything you want to say tonight before we hang up?
I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining the live stream. Please make sure you give a thumbs up to both either Mass or Tony's channel, whichever one you're on the way out the door if you haven't. And this has been fun. Thank you for inviting me on. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, man. Pantheon and Tony are my two favorite guests. So thank you so much. Kirsha, good night. Clark, Julie, good night. MC, all of you guys. Have a great night. Love all you guys so much. And we will talk later this week. Go AMC tomorrow. To the moon, guys. Have a great evening. Good night.